I love shoyu ramen.
I do too. And we're live. Also, what the heck is up with all of our sound alerts? Like, did somebody change all our sound alerts? What the hell is going on?
Uh-oh.
Like, yeah, because we're getting the default Twitch stuff, and I thought I'd turn that off and gone back to our regular.
All right. No one donate. No one do any bits. No one play any sound alerts. The technical issues with it. I don't know.
I don't actually care. I'm just wondering why it just defaulted.
I was doing it more of the thing, like, you know how you tell the internet not to do one thing, and then you expect, and then they do the complete opposite. I was trying to do some reverse psychology and make them donate all the bits to play all the errored sound effects.
Yeah, no. The important thing, like, if you're gonna drop money on us, Patreon.
Right.
Patreon.
And only what you actually can afford to give.
Plus your liver. What you can afford to give plus your liver. You're not really using it anyway.
Shem's reading skills came without a cost? No, that boy had to give up a liver for that.
Sonic needs courses on grifting.
He had to sell his liver to the devil to improve his vocal
By the way, guys, if you don't know, we now have 2 reactions to Solo Leveling Abridged pilot. So there's that. And Moon and I have begun writing the script for episode 2. Yeah. I say begun, it's like 5 lines. Huh?
You are continuing Solo then.
Yeah. Did you not hear?
Okay. No, that was Cody's thing from last time I checked, and he wasn't going to, from what I heard.
Okay, you definitely did not hear.
Stepping up.
Yeah, you definitely did not hear. No, he said that he... Yeah, I'm like, dude, I made a fucking announcement and everything. Sonic, you need to keep an eye on the production server, my guy.
I have been a little busy the last couple of days. Forgive me.
Oh no, this is about a week old at this point. I think maybe I don't know. It happened.
Which
somewhat
server?
Recently. The production server.
Really? I'm all caught up on the production one. That's weird.
Are you? Because I posted it in the production server, my guy.
Oh, okay. Here it is. I see it.
Yeah. In announcements. Yeah. So Cody is having to step down because he does not have the time, and he asked if I would take over, and I'm like, yeah, sure. That was a response that just came from me pitching an idea to him. I was just like, hey, I got this idea. I pitched it to him, and he's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, but if you want to do it, you can. And I'm like, okay. Suddenly I have way more responsibility than I was ready for. So now I'm directing another freaking show.
I mean, you wanted to continue it. He wanted to do as a one-off from what
I did, because it was so interesting. So, yeah, we're working on Solo Leveling episode 2. We will eventually put a Slime 10 out, but Slime 10 comes after Solo Leveling episode 2.
Yeah.
Data, I don't know. With Data Bridges, we've got through the rough draft stuff. We've got through feedback, and now we're touching it up.
I know what's going on with Data Bridge because Fenris told me.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
And then Moon and Shem, you guys already saw the episode and whatnot. Got the feedbacks.
All right. Here we go. We are starting the conversation. So go ahead. Now that you have finished season 1, tell us all about it and why you don't like it.
What, me?
Yeah, you.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not like I don't like it. I mean, okay. I have very mixed feelings about this whole anime.
I'm messing with you.
Okay, I know, but I'm just kind of like,
no, you actually hate it.
Kind of half right.
Hates it. No,
I just don't like. No. Sorry, go ahead.
Rudy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Mhm.
correct it on. I like the world. I do like the demons. I love the variation in the demon designs. I think that the magic system is really cool. I think
Mm.
what was it? Some of the fight scenes in the animation really cool. Like I will not take those points away from it. I just don't like Rudy. Like he hasn't sold. I mean, I get it. He's working hard and he's a lot better towards the end of the season one, and he'll probably get better towards the end of season two. I'm sure. But just right now, it's like uh, that sound that you heard me make just now. What I made several times during watching some of the episodes, and most of the time it was made when Rudy said stuff. I'm like, come on, man, you're like almost there. You're almost a character that I enjoy. You're almost there. You're just not yet. I had these same kind of reactions and the same uh
Mhm.
things when I talk about Sanji sometimes, but I really like Sanji. And One Piece is just that like sometimes when they just move him to the butt character or you know, the sex joke guy, I always get really like
I
he's
will
his
say
own
with Sanji,
character.
with at least
Yeah,
with
but
Sanji,
Sanji's way
he's not in
cooler.
every episode. It's not
No.
in your face all the time. With
No.
Rudy, he's the main character. You have to look
Exactly.
at it.
Exactly. And it's everything is centered around him. So okay, sorry for the people out in the audience. This is going to be spoilers for all of season one. So if you don't want that, you can mute me right now. But
Even like
it's
5
just
minutes,
like,
yeah.
yeah. But it's just like, okay, I have several gripes with like the way he acts towards like certain people. He's just very, I don't know. It's I'm mixed on him because he's really good at like certain things. Like when he's trying to figure out like feelings and stuff, he's getting better at it. And I did really like the way that he reunited with his dad and like try to fix it, make it better, and bury the hatchet. That was really nice. I like that. But just uh anytime it's him and Eris and then they do things, it's like why? Why you gotta do that? You were so close, my man. Why? I don't know. I just get
I
upset.
don't know if I saw it to quite the extent you do, but there are definitely moments like I did like Rudy, and he does get better later on. But
He
season one
does.
especially, there are moments where like I think literally like the first moment where Roxy like kind of leaves, he's like, "Oh, it's a heartfelt goodbye and everything," and oh, it's just gonna be such a sweet thing when you finally see him again. It's like, ah, he'll be fine. I got her paid. He's like, God damn it, Rudy! God fucking damn it! You ruined it. You ruined it.
No,
I
no,
hate
see.
you now.
No, see
It's supposed to be this really sad emotional scene, and it's like, oh, but I got her paid. He's like, God damn it,
yeah,
Rudy.
it's just small things like that. And I know I get it. It's supposed to be like quote unquote
Funny,
funny. Haha.
but
But it's
it's
like
not for everybody.
I don't know. I'm just kind of tired of that trope. I know it's like an old trope that's as old as time, but it's like
If it
I
wasn't
also
as
don't know
often,
and I also don't really like how some of the world agrees or lets him do that. It's like Lilia was at first like, "Oh,
yeah,
this fucking perverted, gross child," and now because like he saved you and your child, she's like, "Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna put the panties he cherishes inside of a box for him." It's like, "Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. That's weird."
yeah.
I mean, I get it's supposed to be funny, but it was just kind of like, that's weird, especially since you're a grown fucking woman. And then later on, like when fucking Rudy saves him from shit child, which was great. I really enjoyed watching his neck crack. That was pretty cool. He didn't die,
Oh
which I was upset
yeah.
about.
It's like, oh, that was all a good moment. I was like, yep,
Well,
yep.
I'm sorry. The voice actor for that guy, he did a great job selling me on the fact that he's experiencing tremendous pain, and I was like, hmm, so that's what sadism feels like.
So this is what
That's
it's like to
awesome.
be a sadist. I think I'm into this.
Well, he's
We've
like,
unlocked a
here
new
we go,
side of Shem.
and I was
I
like,
think
yeah,
it's the
that's right.
other
You
way around.
fucking.
I think it's actually. I hope this doesn't awake something in me.
I'm sorry. That guy
It
deserved it.
did.
Especially when you go
Yeah,
around
he
going,
did.
"Oh yeah, I'm gonna go violate Roxy." And I was like, "You fucking little cockroach! I'm going to fuck if it was not anyone in the show, it's me. I'm gonna go and
If I
fucking meet
wasn't
them and
in
beat
this
your
cave,
ass."
I'd smack the hell out of you.
I was
We're
upset,
in
and
this
then when
hole.
like his brother's like, "Hey, apologize to him right now, you fuck," and then you heard the crack. I was like,
The funny part
It's like,
is,
oh yeah,
the
here.
funny
When I
part
heard that,
is,
I'm like, oh yeah, here we go.
like the funny part is, Zenoba didn't even really mean to break his arm.
Yeah, he just lightly tapped his arm.
He lightly
just-
tapped him, and that happened because that's how fucking strong Zenoba is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
He is a
Well,
blessed
I mean-
child.
he
so
is a blessed
guy.
child.
got
Blessed
Yeah.
is the
special
word.
powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And I was
okay,
cool
here's
with that.
no. He actually is a blessed child. You want to know what the difference is between a blessed child and a cursed child?
Huh.
Absolutely fucking nothing.
Mhm.
Oh, so they all have like the same.
It
like,
is.
license?
It is
How you manage
literally.
it.
It is literally up to interpretation. A blessed child and a cursed child could literally just be called mutants.
So it's
Yep.
basically just like
Same
a quirk.
fucking thing. Yeah,
Essentially.
sort of.
Depending on what you use it. Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Depending on what you use it for is how you define yourself,
Everyone
I guess.
everyone else around you decides whether it's a blessing or a curse, whatever your
Yeah.
ability is. Yeah.
And depending on what you use it for.
And how much you can control it of your own.
Yeah.
body.
Also,
well, I mean, like if
also,
I'm Magneto.
I know it seems silly, but I'm going to
Mhm.
tell you right now, the best thing Cliff ever did was invent the thing he invents in season 2. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I haven't
Oh,
seen it
actually,
yet,
yeah.
but are you talking about the guy who was in the last episode of
actually-
season
Yes.
1, right?
Yeah.
The-
I actually
you're
just watched
ugly.
that part. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that Cliff invents for his girlfriend
Oh.
is
Mm.
insanely important later on.
You know, actually, we
Because of what it does. Because of what it does.
Mhm.
What is it doing? What is it doing? It's suppressing a curse.
Mm.
Yep. Speaking
That's
of curses-
what's really fucking interesting. Yeah, the fact. Also, I also you're gonna learn. Like you think you've learned quite a bit about Orsted. Nah.
Well, we're
You haven't
not
learned
there
jack
yet.
shit about Orsted. Soon.
We will though. And speaking of him, I already told you guys this is
Mhm.
before we started the stream. I'm still upset about Rudy.
Yeah.
Like,
by the way, Man
uh,
God is wrong. He only has 3 curses. He does not have 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said 4.
Yeah, the Man
I
God
think.
said 4. I mean,
So he
it's
lied.
not the first time. No, it's just not the first time the Man God's been wrong.
Oh, okay. So he just
Remember,
just fucking
the Man God
lost
said
track.
when it comes to Orsted, he can see nothing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
So he kind of has like no gauge on him. That's
he
right.
has no gauge on Orsted.
That's
and
why
when you
when he
find out-
encountered him, yeah.
And like, please try and keep up with the fact that the Man God straight up said that Orsted is the bad, evil dragon god, and that he's
Yeah, I
the
was
good
like,
man god. And I'm like, nah, you said that. I don't trust you.
Well,
Like
I still
every
don't
time
trust
we
him.
see the Man God, it's just alarm bells going off constantly.
Well, it also
It's
also didn't help
yeah,
that like
you're helping Rudy, but why?
Because he's
Yeah.
fun to watch,
No,
basically.
no, that is not.
uh,
If you
Yeah.
bought that bullshit he said
what
in the
he's letting
beginning,
off.
you are gullible as hell. By the way, did you know there's
That's what
3
he
L's in
says is the
gullible?
thing.
Oh,
Did you know that gullible has 3 L's?
and one eye.
It's a cyclops.
Yeah.
All right, so no, all right. That's how you can tell if somebody's truly gullible. You're like, did you know did you know that gullible has 3 L's? And if they're like, no, and I go, really, spell it, Gullable. I'm like,
Yeah.
3 L's, motherfucker.
I spelled
Yeah.
it for you, dummy. It does have 2 L's. Like, what did
Hey,
you just say?
this is gullible on the
No.
ceiling.
I said it
so
had
it-
3
I just
L's,
don't
and
know.
they think that the 3 L's are the LLL.
Or at the
ABLE.
beginning, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, no, man, no, you're just stupid.
Gullibul.
Yeah. La.
So
But yes.
overall, what do you
Mm.
think of? I was gonna
Yeah.
say, speaking.
On
had
a
to-
scale of
my
on a
head
scale of
had
1 to
like, step
10,
away
on
for
a scale of
second.
1 to
Mhm.
10, where would you put season 1 of Mushoku Tensei?
Can I use decimals?
Yes.
7.8.
Okay. You're wrong, but
I think that's fair.
that
I'm wrong.
you're wrong
his
because
opinion.
it's too
You're entitled
low.
to your opinion, even if it's wrong.
I mean, yeah, your opinion's
I'm
just
with
wrong
Richie
as a
on this
whole.
one.
Yeah. Huh?
Round up to 8 on a good day.
Would you say, Moo?
As a I said I'm with you on this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. Yeah, it's too low of a score. That's too low of a score.
Mhm.
Here's the problem. You're basing it too much on Rudy. Take Rudy
That's
out of
fair.
the equation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Where is
if
it?
I'm
And-
taking him out and I'm just looking at it as an objective whole,
Yeah.
9. There we
Okay.
go.
There we go. That's
Well,
that's more in line with
I
the
The
think
actual
music is
rating.
also
kind of
fantastic.
unfair to
Also-
do
Like
that.
I've been
yeah,
watching
the
it with
music
I
is
think
headphones
they're
on.
fucking
focusing
phenomenal.
on too much of the negatives because,
Yeah.
like, yeah, Rudy has a ton of negatives. Don't get me wrong.
But Rudy
like,
also has a
they
good amount of
don't
positives.
Oh yeah, and his negatives don't show up as often as you make it sound.
Oh,
Sanji
no.
is damn near every episode, and I know
Yeah, and
because
that's
I'm on
bad, too.
episode 500 that I started a month or two ago.
And that man
That's
has
fair.
barely
Oh.
grown.
Well, see, that's the
That
problem
man
because
has
like I'm
not
just like I
grown.
know he can be a good character. I'm talking about Sanji, but it's just
Yeah.
like he's like the ass of those jokes
Mhm.
every time. There's
And
like
also,
a modicum of
I just
attractive
finished
woman
Also,
everywhere.
Fishman
Seriously?
Island, the worst
Yeah.
arc for him.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst arc
Agreed.
for Sanji, but one of the greatest arcs overall.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it dealt
overall.
with some
So, like,
heavy
for
themes.
Sanji,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
wow.
Fishman is
Amazing
fucking
arc.
fantastic. Fishman
Love
is
Fishman.
fucking
Oh, yeah, they are
I
fantastic.
just
Agreed.
hated that
Entire time.
Sanji was dying because of his.
That was a
fucking
plot
nose, because
point.
that was just
Yeah,
so
yeah,
That
it's
was
so
the whole
stupid.
plot
Funny.
point.
All
hated
right,
that.
guys, I'm gonna go ahead and move us back to Mushoku
Yeah,
Tensei.
so we gotta
Move
yeah,
us
'cause
back
we
to
gotta
no,
Yep.
I don't care if we
gotta
read
read,
now
right?
or no, I don't care if we read.
Oh,
right
okay. I
now.
thought you meant like we're going back.
I'm gonna
to the
bring
reading.
us
Okay, we're
back.
just
I'm gonna
talking about-
bring us back to Mushoku Tensei away
Okay.
from
But
One
yeah.
Piece. We'll
I
be
do
there
wanna ask-
forever if we're talking One Piece.
We will.
That's
I
fair.
do want
yeah.
to ask
But-
Go for it.
Shem one question real quick. If
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
on
Okay.
season 1, how do you feel about? I'm pretty sure you might have already talked about this because I had to like step away for a second. How do you feel about Regard?
Regard.
Regard?
Regard, thank
Or
you.
You're talking about- yeah.
Regard.
Regard.
The spared?
Regard.
The spared.
Yeah, the Sparrow.
Yeah, I
Green
mean,
hair.
I fucking
Man.
love him. He's such a good character.
he is really
wonderful.
cool. I'm just trying to remember. He reminds me of somebody. Like,
Yeah.
he reminds me of like an old anime character that he had a very similar archetype. He was also a warrior, but I can't put my fucking
I think
finger on
yeah,
it.
when I
So,
think-
so
I
really
think of him.
quickly, I want to
Yeah.
go ahead and say that Mushoku Tensei was the #1 light novel series in the isekai genre for years, and Slime was the one that finally knocked it out of first place. Like,
Okay.
you gotta understand, all those other isekai light novels that were out there,
Mhm.
ReZero, Sword Art Online, Log Horizon,
Overlord.
Shield Hero, Overlord, none of them could knock Mushoku Tensei out of first place. Here's the reason why. Rudy, #1, is a realistic character. Like,
Very.
Instead of
he is
someone's
not-
power fantasy.
yeah, exactly. He's not somebody's
Yeah.
power fantasy.
Yeah.
Will he have power? Is he kind of broken and OP? Yes, but that's not the actual focus. And Rudy doesn't behave like he is overpowered. He doesn't actually
Also,
think
it
that
takes
he's
time.
overpowered.
Yeah, I will
and
agree
it
with
does
that.
take time to get to that point. Like, just
Yeah.
because he's all right, he's not actually technically he's not overpowered. The thing that he has is like an insanely large mana pool. And if that's
and
a
some insane
surprise
luck
to you,
sometimes.
yeah, well, also that, but like,
But that's part of the plot in anime.
yeah. So,
so
the
really
reason
to
the
count.
reason that this one works so well is because it's different from all the other isekai. It does all the same tropes for the isekai, but it takes its time. It the way it does those tropes, like it feels like some of those tropes are earned, you know? Like
Okay.
all the typical tropes that you see in an isekai, this takes its time and there's a reason for that trope. You know?
Are you talking about like the tropes of the characters and stuff like that?
Well, yes, that too, but
Or
like
just
just
as a whole?
general tropes that happen within the genre of isekai. Like,
Okay.
there's the reason why this is called the godfather of isekai, because it literally spawned so many other isekai. A lot
Did
of isekai take their tropes
come
from
first?
Mushoku Tensei. It is not one of the first, but it is.
Okay.
It is early. It is before Slime, I believe.
I think
Yeah,
so,
like
right?
Like it came out before.
Inuyasha is an
It,
isekai.
it came out. No.
Oh, yeah, you're
Inuyasha
right.
is not an
But then you
isekai.
can
That
go
is
back
time
and forth
travel.
between the real world
Oh,
and the
that's
other
right.
one,
That's right.
though.
It is time travel. Shit.
It
Yeah,
is
that's
time
the
travel.
thing.
You shut the fuck up. I am not having.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting. Look, it's been a
Yeah,
while.
and she's not stuck in the other world. She goes back
Yes.
frequently, so
Yeah.
that doesn't technically
Yes.
make it
Fair enough.
isekai. But that I see what you're saying though.
Anyhow,
I can see the
um,
justification.
by the way, just gonna go ahead and say Inuyasha, not even Rumiko Takahashi's best work. Can't wait for Ranma 1/2. That's her best work.
I need to watch more of that.
Fair enough.
No, there's a new Ranma 1/2 is getting the reboot treatment.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw the
I'm
trailer for
so
that. and I got
looking
excited.
forward to that. It looks so good.
Yeah, that should be fun.
What's really funny is I never really watched it in Japanese. So this is my first time hearing it in Japanese, but I've caught Japanese episodes of Inuyasha, so I immediately recognized that male Ranma is Inuyasha. I'm like, God damn it!
Oh,
also, it's Kape Yamaguchi, meaning it's Usopp.
Oh, that's great.
nice.
I love it.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
keep in mind that Inuyasha and male Ranma are fucking Usopp. It's all the same voice actor.
Oh.
I loved it. All right, so here's the reason why I loved it in English. Half of the voice cast is from Gundam Wing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's nothing funnier than Tatewake Kuno being voiced by the same dude that did Wu Fei.
There's also the guy who. Do you remember Bankotsu, the guy with the spear?
No.
Okay, he was kind of in a later season, but Bankotsu
Yeah.
is voiced by Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie, which I find
that's
fucking hilarious.
Also,
Yeah.
guys, just another like
Really?
hidden gem that I want to shout out for you that has the same voice cast from Gundam Wing. If you ever get the chance, check out Infinite Revias. It's fucking hidden. I'm trying to find it, but it's
Is an old anime.
it is an old anime.
Sounds
Back
like an old anime.
late 90s, early 2000s series. And
Was it dubbed?
Yes, it was dubbed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I watched it dubbed back when I was in the army.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I bought it from Suncoast. And yeah, Infinite Revias. Dude, it has a killer soundtrack. Like its soundtrack
I bet.
is pretty banging. It is a psychological thriller. Bunch of teenagers stuck on a ship in space after a terrorist incident happens, and they no longer have any teachers and stuff, and they have to try and form a society and survive while being attacked by an army and stuff like it's crazy. It's fucking crazy, dude. Hello. Hi there.
Hi.
What is the foreign
Hello.
language called? What is the foreign language called book? I've heard of manga, but I've never heard this strange mythical ancient word called book. My
Book.
guy, get cultured. So yeah, light novels are the thing that half of your manga reading is based on, which is why half of the manga that you read isn't even worth a damn because they're not taking enough. Like the slime manga, nowhere near as good as the light novels. Nowhere near as good.
Mm-hmm.
And with Mushoku Tensei, the manga is literally the worst form that you could get because it goes light novel, web novel, anime, manga. And that's not to say that the anime is bad. It's just there are a lot of people that prefer the web novel to the anime, which, okay, sure. But yeah, the manga is the worst interpretation of that story. So, heard of light novels and manga, but what's a book? Motherfucker, go to a library. It's
Well, I
not
feel
like
like
it's not
A
like
library?
it's not like I suddenly was talking about papyrus.
Yeah.
That's that character from Undertale, right?
Yeah.
It's like what is a book?
Yes.
It is all of those things. It is all of those motherfucking things that murdered poor little Naofumi in Shield Abridged. Look up Naofumi's murder weapon. You'll find books. All right, so but yeah, that's kind of how the light novels for Mushoku Tensei kind of dominated for a long time. And you'll definitely get this in season 2. There's a lot more character growth. Rudy is still a perv. He's gonna be a perv all his life.
Yep.
It's not gonna be as big of a focus.
Good.
It's not gonna be but he's still, I mean, dude, he was an internet raised repressed virgin in his previous world.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way somebody that was that fucked up mentally was gonna be able to live a normal life.
Well, yeah, especially
Even in
after
this
that
world.
one guy who visited his room, and he was just like, "Man, it must be cool just sitting around playing video games. That's pretty cool." And then he strangles him, and I was like, and then he leaves, and then he's like, "Well, he never came back. I was going to apologize." And I was like, "Well,
Oh, gee, what do you think?
yeah,
Yeah,
no wonder he didn't come back. You almost fucking killed him."
So
Probably.
so just understand that Rudy in season
Anyway,
2
yeah.
definitely has a lot of character development.
Good. Well, I mean,
And-
a lot
Oh,
happened towards
okay.
the end of season 1.
Yeah, what
so
did you
it's just
think?
like,
What did you think of that ending, by the way, for season 1?
I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess she's going now. Goodbye."
Well,
Because
here's
I
the
was
fun-
like,
the question.
huh?
Where do you think she's going?
well, not just where
that's-
do you think she's going? What do you think actually happened? Because if you think that the conclusion that Rudy has arrived at for the situation is how it is, then my guy, we need to have a counseling session.
No, because I know that she was going to go and help find Rudy's mom. And like the letter made it sound like, okay, the letter was really weirdly worded, but I think I understand what she was meaning, because she was saying like,
Okay.
"Oh, you and I are not matched, or we can't match up." But she meant that in the fact that she was trying to train herself to get better, to be on his level. But I'm sure when he
Yes!
read it,
Yes.
yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
is.
I understand.
She feels in her heart of hearts that she's not good enough to be around Rudy, because she
Yeah.
puts Rudy on such a high pedestal. And to be fair, kind of earned. Like
Yeah.
when you actually think of it, and like she actually
Well, the amount of
knows
times that
how the
he pulled
world
them out of
works.
stuff.
That
Mhm.
she actually knows how the world out there kind of works and behaves, and Rudy kind of really doesn't. Well, he doesn't really fully grasp and appreciate just how fucking broken he is, and she knows how broken he is, and not just because of like his strength, but like she was with him for 2 years. It took 2 years, my guy, for them to go from the demon continent back home.
Yeah,
It took
and that's a
even
lot of
before
time to get to
that.
know someone.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. She saw that he literally took charge of everything. She did not
Yeah.
realize. She realized at that point how much she had come to depend on Rudy.
Yeah, because I mean, like,
For
he
all
saved
all
their
of these
asses out of a
things.
lot of different things. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just because he's strong. It's because he's smart. Like,
Well, yeah,
he figured
he's
out.
clever.
Yeah, he figured out currency and stuff like that. Like he was immediately
and they tried
taking
to
all
keep him
these
afloat.
skills. Yeah. And literally she's coming to understand just how incredible of a person he actually is. Because the problem is we're seeing all of the weird pervy stuff because that's what the author likes to show, but she sees all of the facets of Rudy.
Yeah.
And
Which
yeah.
is probably why she tolerates some of the other stuff. But I mean,
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
over the course
well,
of
to be fair,
the time.
To be fair, out of the two of them, I will just say this: out of the two of them, she is the more horny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, especially the ending of that, I was like, oh god,
No. Okay.
she's initiating.
Okay.
Oh boy,
We're gonna cover this, and it's kind of okay.
we're gonna get to that chapter. I'm sure it's
We're
gonna delve
gonna
more
get-
into it later.
Well, no, not in the chapters, but like later on, you're gonna learn a couple more things about Eris and just how she behaves around. Because if you don't think that Eris is coming back after a while, you're out of your mind. But when Eris comes back, it's gonna be really, really funny. Eris is the only person that can break Rudy.
You mean like emotionally?
Physically?
Well, both physically too. I mean, she did
I feel
eat his
like-
ass
Okay,
several times.
okay, we've had one
Punched
for
him in the face
emotionally,
first
one
time
for
they saw
physically.
him.
Moon, you wanna throw your third option out there?
Emotionally, physically.
Excuse me.
Emotionally, physically, and
Spiritually.
Metaphorically,
no, not metaphorically, not spiritually.
Financially.
theoretically.
No, he's
Financially.
actually good on that. No, he's actually good on
Yeah.
That's funny though. All right.
Yeah.
Eris is the only person that can break him emotionally, physically, and sexually.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, like a session with her, and he feels like his pelvis is broken. So funny.
Not
I
even
guess it's
feels, though.
implied, but what was it? The what was I gonna say?
Have either of you started season 2 yet?
I did.
I'm
I started
I'm
episode
I'm a
0,
ways in
but
season 2.
Yeah.
yeah,
How
so
far
he's
into
probably
season
almost
2 are
done.
you? How far into season 2 are you now?
He's about to make his big trip against the man
Okay.
god's request.
Okay. So you are pretty close to the end. You're about to get
Yeah.
to the real shit. All right. It's all
Yeah.
been fun. It's all been fun in games up to this point. It really hasn't. But yeah.
I think I started a little bit of it. Like the trip is like 1 month, and beyond that, that's all I know. I don't know anything.
Yeah,
else beyond
the trip takes 1 month when it would normally take about a year. That's
2
kind of
years.
broken. No, he would be gone 2 years because
Oh,
he
yeah,
has to
that's
go
right.
there
He'd be
and then
gone
go
then.
back.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyhow,
Right.
there's like a bunch of stuff. I can't wait for you to get involved in this new season though, Shem. This season is definitely more cerebral. I know a lot of people didn't like this season because it wasn't all heavy action and stuff, and it was like it doesn't all have to be heavy action.
I did think
Definitely,
the slice of life
definitely
stuff.
there's a lot more internal shit, and
yeah,
it's so good. It's so.
I definitely
good
thought
because of
it's like a slight side note with the whole the cold cutscene at the beginning of episode 0. That was interesting. I like the style change was definitely kind of neat.
that.
They did it for just a little bit. I don't know if they're gonna go back to it, but I did think that the no vocals kind of Madoka like storytelling was kind of neat.
I will also tell
You know
you
what I'm
this.
talking about, right?
I
For,
will
like,
also
Cliff.
tell you this. 100% you need to skip the opening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
do
the
they
opening
do spoilers?
does.
They
it does
actually
repeat.
do an anime
They
opening
actually have an
now.
opening,
They actually have an
okay.
opening now, and it does.
so
have
they don't just
spoilers.
lead into it. That sucks, actually.
Halfway through, the opening's gonna change. The opening for the second half of season 2, heavy fucking spoilers.
Oh, okay.
So I would not watch either of the openings until you finish season 2. That would be
Okay, because I usually just kind of tune out during the opening, so I don't watch it.
I skip through them
Except
anyway.
for like the season 1. The season 1 I watch because I know that there's stuff
yeah,
happening
because
during the
there's
opening.
not.
Yeah. That.
But when
Yeah.
it did the
If
season
they'd
2,
kept
I was
with
like,
that,
okay.
if they had kept with that, that would have been fine because we were really looking forward to not having an opening and seeing what all they were
Yeah.
gonna do with the animation. And then they just
I
did
mean,
a
I thought it was
fucking
kinda
opening,
cool.
and I'm like, that's bullshit. Go back to one
Yeah.
of the things.
They
It was one of the things that really made Mushoku Tensei look really, really good. Was that because literally, and this is the funny thing, this is an animation studio. This was their first fucking anime.
Wow. Really impressive
Mushoku
for that
Tensei.
first.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the whole point. The reason it was so good was because they weren't an animation production studio working on anything else. They were
I thought it was
just
made by
doing
Kadokawa.
that one thing. Huh?
Is it supported by Kadokawa or is it
It's
something
supported
else?
by Kadokawa. It's not made
Okay,
by
but it's its
Kadokawa.
own thing. Okay,
Egg
because I saw
Firm.
that beginning intro stuff. Okay, Egg
Egg
Firm.
Firm. Yeah,
That's right.
This was
okay.
their very
I
first
did see their
thing.
local, but I didn't know if that was the
Yeah.
studio or something else. But okay, cool. Because I can't read Japanese.
Anyhow.
But I mean, that was what kind of made it unique too. So that's
Yeah.
kind of a bummer that they went away from that.
Same. I agree.
Yeah,
I
and it
agree
kind of
so much.
added more, which is cool because like there was some dialogue during some of those, but like it added a little bit more, which is kind of cool because like think about the average
it was
anime
kind
you
of
watch.
storytelling. It was
Yeah.
storytelling through animation. In
Yeah,
a
and
way.
that's great because usually when animes do that, when they skip over the opening, it's because of something really important's happening or they want you to focus on something. So it's kind of cool that they kind of blended that into the
every
narrative so it
episode
feels
was
better.
we want you to focus on this.
Yeah,
Should've been
exactly.
more
Or it felt
you
kind of
want-
like
yeah.
it felt longer and they could probably take a little bit more time because you think about it, the average anime episode is like, or the average anime opening is like 1 to 2 minutes. That's a lot of time to have something happen. You know what I mean? In animation.
Gotcha.
So it's like you're thinking about for the whole like 24 episodes and they replaced it with some generic musical opening. That's like a whole like 48 minutes worth of extra footage. You know what I mean? That would have
It's
been
2
lost if
additional
they just had an
episodes,
opening.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you figure like 1 to 2 minutes, you know, for an opening per 24 episodes. You know what I mean? That's a lot of footage that's just spent on the opening, or a lot
Well,
of
the
time
thing
spent on
is-
the opening. So I don't know.
When it comes to the first season, they
Uh-huh.
still had a lot of footage spent on the opening, but it was just on different things. It was still
Yeah.
about 2 minutes ish, but it was just a different kind of music for each different location they were in.
Yeah,
And
and
it
that was cool.
was like really good animation of just them
Mhm.
moving, of just
Yes.
stuff
Walking
happening.
places usually.
Yeah,
Nothing,
and it
no
was cool.
battles or anything.
Or
It was
if there
nice.
was dialogue, it was very slight. So it kind of helped you kind of get settled into wherever they were traveling from, which I
Yeah.
appreciated
Or
and
it
thought
was
was
like
really
them
cool.
talking around a campfire or some shit.
Yeah, or something, kind of killing time or shooting the shit or whatever. It's kind of cool,
Yeah.
Right.
I like that. So it's neat. I like that aspect. And I thought that was kind of unique, so that kind of sucks that they go back on it.
Mhm.
So anyway, I'll just remember to skip that. Because usually during the anime opens, I try to skip anyway, because there's always some
Like,
sort
you'll
of
know
fucking
when they
spoilers and
start.
shit. Like, I'll listen to the song, but I won't, like, look at anything on screen, because there have been several times I've been watching anime, and I'm like, God damn it. That would have been really cool to see. You know what I mean? I don't know why they
Somehow
do
I
that.
usually just zone out during most openings, and like I'll
Yeah.
only actually pay attention to it if someone tells me, "Hey, there's spoilers in it," and then I'll be like, "Oh no, I wonder what the spoilers are." So
And
I
then you
typically
look
have
and
to
you're
Don't
like,
skip it
pay
if someone
attention.
tells me about
Don't
it.
pay attention.
And then I look at the spoiler because
I
I was
usually
warned about
don't.
them.
My favorite anime openings are the ones that don't really show anything, you know what I mean? Like any kind of spoiler, and it's just kind of like a cool song, or a lot of unrelated stuff in the show, or like cool visuals, you know what I mean? That are like loosely linked to it, but not really. I don't know. I like that kind of anime.
Yeah,
I'm
like
trying to
what
think of
One
like a
Piece
good
does.
yeah, or like
Where like the most you will get spoiled on is that new character in the opening.
yeah, or like
Oh
like
no.
Love is War is
Oh no.
good.
One
Love is War
Piece
has
is
a
heavy
great opening.
spoilers, my dude.
Yeah,
I guess that's true during some of them.
One Piece has heavy
I guess for
spoilers
Water
in its opening.
7, but like
Oh,
Like,
Not
okay,
for all of
okay.
them.
Let me go ahead and stop you right here. You're in time skip land now. Stop watching openings at all.
yeah.
to be fair, I only
One Piece is
watched the
just
openings that
started
I
for you.
enjoyed the music for like a lot,
Uh-huh.
which is I really enjoyed Brand New World. I enjoyed Fight Together.
Yes.
And
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Fight
that's
Together was
Nami
so
Amuro. That's Nami Amuro. First off,
she's
that's
wonderful.
yeah.
Love it.
She has another song. Another One Piece opening that she sings. Do not pay attention to that OP. Just listen to
Okay,
the song.
Good to know.
But just don't
listen to
watch
the
on
song
screen.
because it gives a heavy fucking spoiler for Whole Cake Island.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Whole cake.
still on
it is a
We
spoiler.
Go.
It is a spoiler that if you see it, you're gonna be so pissed that you saw that spoiler.
Oh God. Good
Yeah.
to know. But I'm currently on We Go. I believe I think we're still on We Go. I just skipped over all of Z's Ambition. I will say. So I'm on.
Shiego.
Yeah.
Shit. Where did we just leave off? Fire Island. There's fire. Dragon. Head just got cut off.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, I know where you are.
Oh, that's gonna begin.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So can't wait to watch more of that later.
The stakes have never been higher, or hotter for that matter.
Oh,
And we really did mean steak.
steak.
Dragon steak specifically.
Was this Dungeon Meshi?
I want dragon meat steak now. Damn it! I wish that was a thing.
Well, good luck getting it.
I mean, Komodo
Dungeon
dragons.
Meshi.
So
I do love Dungeon Meshi. Huh?
Dungeon Meshi is so good.
Yeah.
All right. We got 8 more minutes to talk about whatever, and then we're gonna actually have to start reading.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's basically my thoughts about it. I do appreciate the show, and I think the animation, the music, and everything overall is wonderful. It's great. So I'm just waiting, because I know that he'll be like, I have a feeling that he'll be like, he'll overcome everything and be like, okay, time to be a real fucking character. I don't know when, but I hope that'll happen.
One day it's gonna happen.
I'm like,
but I don't
I'm
know
like
when.
rooting for him to do that. He just hasn't sold me on it yet.
Yeah, Rudy's. I like Rudy, but I can understand why other people don't. Like, I can
He just
understand that.
frustrates me a little bit
Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes.
Well,
That's the only thing.
Here's
But
the thing.
he only frustrates me because I
Everybody,
want him to do better.
everybody expects
I know he
Rudy
can.
to be smart. Rudy's not smart. He just has knowledge for from another world. So he seems smart compared to everyone else. Rudy is actually stupid.
Very.
I wonder if I mean, I guess I wonder if it's
here's
the difference
the
between,
thing.
like,
telling
smart or
his-
All you have to do,
staff.
all you have to do is know that once you understand that Rudy is actually stupid, suddenly he's a lot less frustrating of a character.
Oh yeah.
Once you understand
Well,
that he's
also-
dumb as rocks.
Yeah, and once you
Then
understand
it's
that
Also,
he's
fine.
there are
just
some
stupid.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some things where it's like, yeah, he's stupid. Like in one case where what's her name? I forgot her name. Shit, redhead.
Eris?
Eris.
Eris. Yeah, Eris
Yeah.
is like pinch me, and so he takes that moment to
And immediately
Picture the boob.
pinches her right in the titty.
And then immediately suffers for
Yeah,
it.
that-
Justifiably.
it's him being stupid, but he also gets immediate punishment for that. But he also just takes it like a champ because he knows, yeah, shouldn't have done that, but saw the moment and I took it. So hey,
Here's
but
They
there's
got
also
whacked.
moments where
He is-
he's like
he
a
is
lot
very
nicer,
much-
a lot
yeah.
sweeter than you might think. Like when she's seasick, and she's like sitting there. I think I'm gonna have to pass out, and he's like, "Oh, you don't want to pass out. I might have to touch you." And then she's like, "Fine, just keep it above the waist." But he doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I view that as
He's
more
just
of a
playing
thing
it.
of
He
he's just
literally-
being
he
funny.
literally goes and wanks one out so he can have post nut clarity to not do anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He goes inside the cave and
He goes inside.
oh God,
he goes
it's
in,
everywhere.
He goes in. Well, no, not to that extent. But he just
know,
goes and
yeah, no.
achieves post nut clarity for a moment, and then he's okay.
Because that's
It's like,
always when you
"Yeah,
have the
nope, I
moment
shouldn't
of,
do that."
man, what was I thinking? I don't need to do that.
Yeah, it's like, dude, post nut clarity is the best. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it does help you clear your mind.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
it's when the penis stops making decisions.
The ponius.
Well, all right. Here's the thing. The problem is Rudy, when it comes to his sexual urges, he lets his intrusive thoughts win way too often.
Hmm. He does get better about it, though. I will give
He
him credit
does.
for it. It's
He
just kind of
does,
like, yeah.
In the meanwhile,
It's-
in
yeah.
the meantime.
In the meantime, who was gonna? There was another character I want to talk about, but I forgot. I blanked out.
I mean, this Geese is really good. I don't know.
Yeah, Geese is cool.
MVP in one particular arc.
Well, there's
I
also a
honestly,
lady who
I like
keeps boning
Roxy's
everybody.
really good.
I forgot her
There's-
name, but it's
There's
the one
so
that
much
was a
stuff.
part of
There's so
Roxy's
much
party.
stuff in characters where you're like, I really like this person, and
Uh,
I'm like, for now,
Oh, are
The
you talking
blonde
about
elf.
Elena
I know
Lees?
who you're talking about. Ellis?
No,
Elena
well,
Lees.
it's
Alina Lees.
Yeah.
Ellis,
Lily
thank
You
you.
mean the
Lees.
blonde elf that fucks everyone?
yeah, that one. I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, this one's definitely written by a guy.
Also at the same time, isn't she kind of up your alley because she's muscular and toned and everything?
Oh yeah,
she's a
yeah, I liked
full-time
her too.
adventurer. Oh,
But it
yeah.
was just like when Roxy just blows up
It's
the room
every
and kills the
time.
guys, and she doesn't kill them, but she blows up the room. I was like,
She
man.
douses her in water. Like,
Team
cool off.
Penis goes blasting off again.
yeah, I was like, oh
Mm.
come on, Roxy, let the woman have it.
That's kind of funny when she walks in. It's like, wait, no,
To be
it's not
fair,
you.
Literally,
there is a reason
literally,
she's like that.
That's
literally.
true.
Stop
That is
down!
true.
No,
She
here's the
was
funny
like,
thing.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. Literally, she did have it. She was taking it. So let the woman
that's
have
true.
it. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
good one.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
when it's
That was an
every
accidental
day with
double,
this
my
person.
guy. That's so
Yeah.
good. I like
Mhm.
that.
Well, she
But
just
no, there's
she
a
just
reason
wanted some-
Elena Lees is the way she is.
Alina Lees.
I think
I like that
that's
name.
I think that's
It's
already
funny.
been explained.
Who's the dwarf again?
In
I keep forgetting his name.
Tall Hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him too.
It's not explained, but Tall
Um,
Hand is gay.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's not
Really?
explained. It's not explained in season 1, but Tall Hand is gay.
That's
Oh
fair.
well, no wonder he had no interest.
Which
doesn't
explains why
want
Elena
any-
Lees never did anything with him.
That
Yes.
makes sense. I mean, he could have gone in and
I mean, also the two of them hate each other.
that's
That
well,
makes
sense.
she's an elf, right?
She's an elf, he's a dwarf, but
Elf
that
and
has
dwarf,
nothing
yeah.
to do
Yeah.
with it. That's not the reason they hate each other.
That's not a thing in this universe, is it? Like dwarf elf racism things?
I don't
Is that a
I
thing?
don't think so.
no.
I don't think so. No.
Because there's not enough dwarves that I've seen to even know, and the only elves I know are Elena Lees, Sylphie question mark,
Mhm.
and another one, but I can't. put my finger on it.
There are
family?
there are definitely more elves, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Moon,
there's
I
not
heard that
enough to
little
know if
giggle.
there's like elf racism.
Yeah, I heard too.
You know why?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I know there's more to her, but I'm like,
Oh, that fun fact. Did you know? I don't know if this is like in the dub of the show.
yes,
Fuck the dwarf. I
a
forgot his name now.
Elise.
Not Lily's. The dwarf guy
Yeah,
who hates her. I
yeah.
believe
Tall
is
hand?
voiced by the same guy who plays Torbjorn.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that.
In the dub, in the sub,
Yeah, in
he's
the dub.
voice. In the sub, he's voice.
I said dub.
His voice. Shut up! I'm trying to tell you who he is in the sub. God damn. Fucking hell. Now I know what it's like to be everybody else when they're reading and you interrupt. All right. In the sub, he is voiced by the guy that voices Jiraiya.
That's amazing.
Yes. In the sub, he is Jiraiya.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We're talking about like Naruto Jiraiya, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
I was like, wait, there's a different
Oh,
Jiraiya?
that's actually funny.
I think there's another Jiraiya, or there's several other Jiraiya's in different shows. No, I guess I'm wrong. I think that's usually like a last
I
name
don't
kind of
remember.
deal.
For
Jiraiya is
some reason, when
probably
you said
the most
Jiraiya, I
unique.
thought Jiren. Like, no, yeah, there is
No,
no
no,
other
no, no, no.
Jiraiya.
Jiren is the is the DBZ man.
I was gonna say, like, what is he gonna bust out Ultra Instinct?
Ultra Instinct.
I was
Goku.
thinking Jiren. Yeah, it was kind of boring to me too. Supreme
I don't
Court.
know.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
find
like
it
that
funny
one.
that it took him this long for. Well, I just found it kind of interesting that like it took Akira Toriyama that long to finally make like a Graylien kind of guy. You know what I
Like
mean?
the
Because
stereotypical
aliens are
alien
so.
character.
Well, that's what I mean. Like the stereotypical like gray alien.
Right.
It's like wow, it took him a long time to do that. That's amazing.
Yeah, but he's
But
buff
like he,
instead of like.
well, it's cool. I know what I mean. He's
Yeah.
buff, but you know what I mean though, because like he loves drawing
Yeah,
aliens
no.
and monsters and stuff. So I was like, wow, I guess it took him that long to make like just a regular gray alien guy because
Like
all
the
his alien
what
designs
you
are
would
so
expect a
diverse and interesting.
stereotypical alien to look like,
Well, I mean that's just what it
except
is.
not
At
buff.
least like the teardrop shaped head and the eyes and stuff.
Right.
It's just I was like, oh, interesting. But I haven't watched a whole lot of Super, so I guess I can't really speak about that. So I only know the Lythero jokes and some of the other things from it.
I actually
But
just finished up the dub for Super recently.
yeah, is it
I still
good?
have to watch the movies dubbed, but other than that, yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched a whole lot of recent Super or DBZ stuff, so.
That's fair.
But I don't know what's gonna happen with that because Akira Toriyama passed, so I'm wondering
Oh
what's.
yeah,
gonna
shit! I
happen with
forgot the
DBZ.
Olympics is going on still.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't remember until when, but yeah,
Weren't they delayed
it
a
is
little
really
too?
cool. Huh?
Weren't they like? I heard they were like delayed or something was delayed because. Oh no, something
What,
was
the
delayed
Olympics?
because of the Olympics. My bad.
Oh, yeah, that makes
I
more
was gonna
sense.
say the only time
Also,
that the
there's
Olympics
no-
got delayed was during COVID.
Yep.
All for
The
2020.
only
Yeah,
other- Oh yeah, I guess I guess this is a thing that kind of corresponds with the Olympics. Apparently, the Mario and Luigi are not making their Olympic game this year, or for this time around. That
Oh,
was
you
like a
mean
big thing as
for?
well.
Are you talking about
Like
Mario and
Mario and
Sonic?
Sonic? Yeah, Mario and Sonic at
yeah.
the Olympic Games. That's not a thing this year, for this time.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
I didn't really think about it too until it was mentioned.
Yeah, I like those games. At least I had fun with them
They're
when I was
fun.
playing with my cousins. It is funny
played
watching Bowser do
the-
figure skating.
I played the first one. I think the second with the winter one as well. I had
Yeah.
the Rio one. I don't think I played the Rio one really that much.
I don't even know how many of them are there out there.
I want to say that it's just the 3.
Yeah,
I could
Anyway.
be wrong.
it's 8:02. So, is it time for
Is
book?
it reading time?
It is time.
Okay, it is time for book.
Ladies and gentlemen, open your books of Mushoku Tensei 2 Volume 2.
Yep,
Book 2.
yep. We're starting at the quote, right?
Yep.
All according
Cool.
to Kate.
One who obtains the wings of freedom loses both legs in exchange. Author Rudius Greyrat. Translation: Jean R.F. Magot. Excuse me.
I've
It was
always
really
read
small
it
on my
as
screen.
Maggot, so you're fine.
Maggot. Yeah.
I
Prologue.
technically it could be both, but I've always read it as maggot because that's really funny. Maggot.
Yeah.
All I can hear
Maggot.
is soldier. Yeah, exactly. All I can hear is
maggot.
soldier from TF2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
maggot.
wait, no, I heard something.
Maggots. Sans who said that. And I'd have to say he knows a little more than you do about how to
I'd say he
fight a war.
committing war.
Fighting than
No,
you,
no,
pal,
he's
because he invented
That's
it,
it.
and he
then
perfected it. Yeah. So
and
no
then
man would best him in the Ring of Honor.
And that's why from now on, whenever there's more than two of an animal gathered together, it's called a zoo.
Yeah. Unless it's a
Oh, no, you missed the
farm.
best bit.
Unless it's
and
a
then
farm.
he took 2 of every animal and he herded them onto a boat. And then he
beat the crap out of
someone.
them.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
got the 2 grenades.
Uh,
That's on SFM edit where he does the grenade crack, but he blows up. Then he beat the crap. It's good. Yeah.
great guy.
Yeah.
Doing okay there.
Prologue.
Hold on.
Yes. Yeah.
We had to wait for an I can see chemistry to go through.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
People interrupting.
Anyways,
Well, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
I can see all obstacles in my way. Mm-hmm.
So on to the
Gonna be a
book.
Bright,
Fishman. Okay.
bright,
Prologue.
bright, sunshiny day.
Prologue.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
ran.
sorry, we had to cut an hour into your reading time just so that like
Oh no, it's fine.
No. We had to cut an hour into your reading time to just make it fair for everybody else so you wouldn't just read more than all of them.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Making
I don't
everyone else
mind.
look bad.
Well, you guys
Making
also wanted to know
everyone
my
else look
opinion about
bad,
the season
but
1.
yeah,
so.
no. I actually like that we start these off with you giving us your thoughts and opinions on the
talk
episodes.
to
Yeah,
that you've
I mean,
watched.
I definitely appreciate it. So
I will say, if you like more cerebral story, you're gonna really enjoy season 2. It's not as
I am
action
interested to
intense,
see where it
but
goes.
it's definitely one of those things you're gonna watch.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can already
You're
tell
gonna
that so
watch
far.
Rudy be in a very different place.
I did. I will say I
shit.
laughed really, really fucking hard when Sylphie came out of the sky and like nuked Pumbaa. I was like, that guy had
And
no
she
chance.
didn't even do that shit on purpose. She was just trying to
Not die.
not die.
Because she
Also-
fell from an extremely high spot.
Also, here's the funny thing. That's the thing. The teleportation incident, it teleported people in many vast and wild places. So
Yeah,
if she was
it-
teleported in the like thousands of
Into
feet
the
in the
air.
air,
Yeah,
imagine where other people they could have spawned deep in the ocean.
that would have sucked.
And then immediately,
You just
oh,
wake up and then you die.
like here's the thing: they haven't talked about it in the anime, but in the
Mm-hmm.
light novel, they've already covered that there are several people who just died because they teleported in the wrong place.
That
Well,
sucks.
they kind of covered that a little bit, and we'll get into it. I think either in book 3 or book 4, but like it'll actually go into detail of what happened with Ghislaine after the teleportation incident, like immediately
I'm so
where
glad
she
that she's okay.
stopped. Like no, literally Ghislaine started this whole thing because there's this area called the conflict zone in the central
Oh.
region, and it's just
Yeah.
it's just constantly small little countries fighting each other and falling and popping up as new countries and stuff. So it's like this whole never-ending battle area, right? That's where Ghislaine popped into.
Oh, okay.
And then she immediately was like, I have to find like the people that were in charge of me. She immediately goes looking for the gray rats, and she just cuts a swath through that whole thing. And so now she's like basically a legend in the combat zone. Like people
That's
think of
awesome.
her as just a god that showed up on the battlefield and just fucking cut a swath through it, because they're like,
Oh man.
they don't.
I
they
love
don't
her not
like.
taking
So
shit,
there's this
though, too.
legend.
Mm.
There's just this legend, and unfortunately, the 2 of the people that also teleported into that conflict zone was Eris's mother and father.
Mhm.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So, upon teleporting there, they were slaughtered.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah. That is information that they kind of skipped over in the anime, though they did show the beheading of her grandfather. So, like, literally, Eris doesn't have a family anymore.
Yeah, and she just, man, she took it like a champ too. I mean, she did cry,
really
but
did.
I was like,
well,
man.
yeah, I mean, she did. I mean, not necessarily. She
All things
didn't. I would say
considered.
that she didn't technically take it like a champ because
Okay,
what's
I
the
would
first
rather
thing?
say like she's a lot stronger. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because one of the first things she did was just straight up take advantage of Rudy. And also, I want to point this out. Rudy in that final episode of like going, I really, really want to do this, but it's not right. I shouldn't do this. We made a promise. I'm going to stick to my promise. And she's the one that pushed him into that. But
Yeah,
he
that's the
was
thing.
actually he was actually showing some willpower and trying to
Yes.
say no and be respectful of her. All those
Mhm.
things.
Yep.
So
I will give him credit for that.
Yeah, he
That
grew.
he did like
He definitely
restrain
grew.
himself.
He
So I was like,
yeah,
good.
he showed
I
some
want to see more of
self-discipline, which
him.
was a big step forward for him.
Yeah. And then he woke up and he's like, I just had set. And I'm like, God damn it, Rudy.
And it felt so
It was his
good.
first time.
Look,
Give
I
him
know.
that.
I just
And
thought
then,
it
and
was
then
like,
he
oh,
looked
God
at that
damn
one
it.
guy
Look,
who's
my dude,
depressed and like who probably lost their family.
a
Like,
woman
"Come
let
on,
him
chum,
put
why
her
so
penis in.
glum?"
A woman let him put his penis inside of her. Okay, you got to tell the world.
I mean, he tried.
He
And then he
he
read
did
the letter and then
internally.
felt really sad because he. Well, okay, to be fair, the way that it was worded was like,
here's the funny
Eris, why?
Here's the
Yeah.
well, the anime doesn't go into it. The light novel does. She worded it that way on purpose.
Yeah, and that makes sense. But I was just kind of
Yeah,
like, oh
because-
man, I could totally see him taking it the other way.
Well,
and
no,
he did.
she
And
worded
I was
it
like,
that way
"Oh."
on purpose, mostly because the more words she used, the more she she realized that he's really good with words, and she had to use less words. Otherwise, like the reason she didn't talk to him directly is because she was worried that Rudy could very easily talk her out of it.
Yeah, and convince her to stay.
Yeah, and
Just like with
like
Paul.
that. Also, this is another thing. Eris's growth has been amazing. She has a lot more self-awareness too.
And yeah, because you can see her like stopping during certain things where she's like, "Oh, I'm,"
But also,
you know, where she doesn't
there's
want to like
also
blow
the
the
fact.
cover.
There's also the fact. Well, I mean, Rudy tamed the red beast. That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Well, dude, they've met initially. She wanted to beat the shit out of him,
Yeah. Oh,
and
dude.
she did.
We're
several
about to get to
times.
that. We're about to get to
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but yeah, she if you think that she just wrote that and walked off, no. She thought very in depth about what she was gonna say, and it came down to that short of a thing because she was like, if I say too much, Rudy's really clever. He'll know where I'm going, and he'll follow after and try to stop me.
Yeah, that's fair. And he
Like-
probably would have.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, but I don't think she understood that he wasn't going to understand the intention behind it.
Yeah.
So literally, Eris just fucking broke him. And what's really funny is there's a lot of people that I saw react to that episode and everything, and they were like, "Fuck Eris, how she dropped
I
her
was
boy."
one of those
They
people.
did not get the intention behind, and that's partially on them and also partially on the anime. But like my guy, literally,
No,
she
it's
cuts
not,
her hair and screams out into the world that she loves Rudius. That
Yeah.
she is in love with. If you don't understand that there's some misinterpretation going on there,
No,
all right,
she did
all I'm
that
gonna
just to
say-
be a jerk about
all I'm
it.
gonna say, there's very dumb
Lamau.
people on both sides. Okay, on both sides,
Yeah.
very dumb.
Yeah. It was just I mean, I got it right away. I was like, "Oh, okay, she wanted to write it that way and be like, "Oh, okay, I'm not at your level yet cuz you're amazing." Cuz she kept saying, "He's amazing, he's amazing, he's amazing." Even in 24, Cliff was like, "Who's this Rudius guy?" I'm just going to use that voice for him cuz I don't care. But Rudius and she was like, "Oh yeah, Rudius is amazing." And she says that multiple times. So it's like, yeah, there's no way that she would be like, "Oh, I'm so above you." It's like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not how she is, especially at that point.
Yeah, but Rudy's an
Because
idiot.
they realize they need each other. Yeah, that's true. So he didn't get it, but it was just the way that it was worded, like you said. So I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like I
And
said,
then he
they're
fell
very
into
dumb
sad.
people on both sides. Both sides.
Can we also get a shout out to the people
No,
growing
I
the
think
rice?
just Eris. To be fair to Eris,
The
she
people
didn't.
what?
She had to be
Growing the
very
rice.
careful with how she
Oh,
worded it.
my guy.
It didn't go well. It
My
didn't go
guy.
the way she
The
expected
sad
to or
part is
intended to.
the sad part is they skipped not only how they left but how they arrived on the central continent. And that's when they first encounter Rice. We will get to that in volume 4. Rudy's reaction to Rice is so fucking Asian. Like, yeah. Like,
I mean,
this
the
man
rice
wept.
cakes they had did look really good.
This man wept. Well, you're seeing the aftermath. Like, Rudy's already had like several bowls of rice and he's cried and everything.
Yeah.
At this point, and then finally, we will after like about a week or so. That's where the anime picks up. It picks up a week after he's first had rice.
Okay, cool.
That's why his reaction to rice isn't like a big deal. But yeah,
I was kind of surprised because he made a big deal about it earlier because he was like, "Oh man,
well,
I want
no,
rice.
dude,
I
my
want
guy,
rice." So when he
he
did rice
definitely
ball, he was
did.
like,
They just
"Whoa."
skipped it. There's a lot. There's
That does a
the only
disservice
thing
to him. Then that sucks.
the only thing that I think that sucks is that they skipped towards the end of volume 3 and towards the beginning of volume 4.
Okay.
So like
Due to
literally
budget
the
constraints or
second
something.
trip. No, I don't think so.
For any time constraints or something,
But
I don't know.
literally, the parts that they skipped were them leaving the Millis continent and getting to the central continent, especially because they encounter a chef.
A sheaf.
And
Who wants to find the all blue?
no, this chef.
I see what you did there.
This chef
Thank you.
can cook a couple of things really well, but
Yes.
one thing he does not cook well is unfortunately the rice.
What?
And Rudy goes off.
How do you mess up rice?
My guy, it's not a staple of this land, number one.
Okay.
And secondly, it's not that he did not cook rice well. It's that the dish that he was making with the rice did not pass Rudy's muster. And Rudy just lets him have it. He lets him have it so bad that he fucking quits
That's
cooking.
nice. I guess he was
Like,
touched
I'm
that
done.
somebody would offer him some rice.
Like he closes down his restaurant and goes back to being an assassin.
That's kind of a funny turnaround.
Well, Rudy probably would have preferred it if he'd have stayed in that restaurant. Considering
could've done better at killing people by
future
terrible
events
food.
and the fact that Rudy was going to now have to fight this man later in the future. Because once that happens, they're like, it's time for you to go back to doing what you do best, General Assassin. And I'm just like, Rudy, you fucked up. Because I know that this character, like, as I'm reading at this part, I'm like, Rudy fucked up. I already know he's going to have to fight this guy.
I just imagine
He was
somewhere
fighting an
there's
enemy of
like
his
a
own
mountain
making.
poster
It's
for,
like if
who to
it's
murder,
like if
and this guy
Orsted was a
comes in.
pastry chef and then he just tore the shit out of his cake, and then Orsted was
Your
like,
cakes
"All right,
ain't
guess."
shit, Orsted.
And then Orsted was like, "All right, bet. I'll see you on the I'll see you on the cliffs of insanity. Enjoy your flight. You're very rude." You know?
Yep.
Cliffs of insanity.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dude, okay.
He sees a wanted poster of Rudy, like, oh, this guy, I'm gonna enjoy
Recently
this.
I saw the best thing, which was the Cliffs of Insanity dialogue between Inigo Montoya and the Man in Black.
Mm-hmm.
But it was voiced by the voice actors from Clone Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Maul.
Oh God.
Oh my
lovely.
God, yeah. So Obi-Wan
I think I
Kenobi
remember
is the
seeing
Man
that
in
too.
Black and Darth Maul is Inigo Montoya. It's so fucking good. I hate
Good.
waiting. I have some rope. I have some rope, but I do not think that you would accept my help, as I am simply waiting to kill you. That does put a damper on our relationship.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
This
it's
part-
literally Obi-Wan. I will find it. I will find it. It's
Why
so
do I
good.
picture a buddy cop film now?
That is
really,
kind of I'm
really,
sorry.
I could see the two of them doing a Star Wars buddy cop. No
I'm
problem.
sorry. I just
That
I'm
would
sorry,
be
it's just
really
the
good, yeah.
the tone of your voice when you're doing that voice.
The mall.
It kind of reminded me of like Ice Age with those two guys where he's like, "You ruined our salad." I don't know why. It just brought me back there and just thought about Obi-Wan ruining like his salad with like
swear
a shit ton of
on
dressing.
the soul of my brother, Savage Opress, you will reach the top alive.
The top of the salad.
No,
They
the
would
top
have,
of
like,
the
a
cliffs of
heavy
insanity.
debate
my
about-
dude.
Yeah, okay.
They would have
Throw
a
me
heavy
the rope.
debate over like which salad is
I
superior.
could give you. Oh no, I love that. He's like, I could give you my word as a Sith. No good. I've known too many Siths. It's so good,
He
my
knows.
guy. It's
He
so
knows.
good.
He knows.
Kenobi.
Good.
I am many things, but I have never lied.
I don't suppose you could hurry up, Kenobi.
It's like
Kenobi!
Yeah, I don't
like
know
when-
how he did
like,
that, but that was
when-
incredible.
Obi-Wan, Anakin, and
Mhm.
Dooku are locked up in a cell. Like, God, I would kill to see Maul and Kenobi and like in that interaction, like how they would get out.
This is where the fun begins.
I know there's one comic thing where him and Grievous are chained together, sort of. But other than
Oh,
that,
dude, I fucking love Maul in the final episodes, the final 2 episodes of Clone Wars
Of
season
Clone Wars?
7.
Yep.
Where he turned the Republic's own, the Jedi's own army against them. Brilliant. It's so good how subtle that voice is and how insane it is. Like, I fuck it. Also, he's a giant Star Wars nerd, and I love him for that. When he auditioned, if you have not heard him talk about the audition that he did
yeah.
for Star Killer, where he was doing the scene differently except for the meditation. He was angry, and he comes out of the meditation. They're like, bro, why are
White
you doing
knuckling.
that? He's like, he doesn't know how to meditate.
He's a Sith.
What? He's a
He
Sith.
doesn't know how to meditate.
He thinks
think
this is
Vader's
how you
gonna
do
teach
it
him how to-
because Vader would never
Force
teach him
it.
that.
Yeah.
Because he's like, this is
Why would
mine.
he need to learn
It's
inner
my
peace? He's a
job.
Sith.
Yeah, and that's when all a bunch of heads from Lucasfilm looked up and started talking to each other, and and apparently that's how he got the job, was telling the director that he didn't know how to meditate.
He's
he
also
doesn't-
the only other person in anything Star Wars related to out-geek Filoni.
yes,
Yes.
He corrected him on one scene in particular.
yeah. And I love Ashley Eckstein going, I've never seen anyone out geek Dave Filoni.
Ah,
And Filoni was
It was
like,
like-
shit.
It's like, we have to do the scene over again. What? Why?
look
He's
this
already
new
met
guy
Shmi
over here.
because Shmi's already met Padme. They had dinner
And they
together in
just had a
episode
first
1. And Dave
Dinner.
was like, shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. You did do that.
I was like, fuck.
Never seen anyone
It was
out-geek
recorded and
Filoni.
everything too.
All right. Yeah, it was recorded, and Matt did an amazing job as Anakin talking to his mom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm,
All right. Anyway,
I
sorry.
could've
Let's
met
get
Sam,
started.
Too. I'm sad.
that's okay.
You could have met who?
I
Matt?
could have met Sam. No, Sam.
Oh, Sam Whitwer? Dude, that's so
yeah,
boss.
he was. He was at the Saturday day of the. I was only going Friday, and he was at the Saturday of it.
Aw.
He was not there Friday. Like, damn it!
that's
I'll
a
be
bummer.
Right back. I'm going to get something to drink.
It
and
was
then
my
I
first con
will-
though, so
Okay.
live and learn.
Yeah.
That was intentional too. I wanted to be
Live
hungry for the next time I went to a
learn.
con. I didn't want to go to see the next con thing and be like, oh, I already met him. I don't want to go do it just again.
Sorry. Sonic,
I wanna
Sonic
give it
or
time.
Moon started it.
Thank you.
Damn it, Moon!
Uh,
I'm
Don't make me
amazed
get
Sonic
started.
didn't finish it.
I mean, the chapter starts, or the prologue starts with I ran. Who else runs? Sonic the Hedgehog. It's fine. It's perfectly.
Running around at the speed
Yeah,
of sound.
It's related. It's fine. Anyway, prologue.
We on chapter 2 of? Or
No, we're on the prologue.
Okay, I heard him say chapter 2 of 2.
No, we're on the prologue. So
No,
Alright,
we're on
hang
volume
Let me
2.
Go back to that.
yeah, volume 2. I ran. My pursuer was a single wild animal. All I could do was run. Terror flooded my heart. I took the stairs running, zipped through the garden, and used magic to scale the roof, stumbling all the way. Where did he go? Oh, sorry. I think I know who this is. Yeah, sorry, it's not that. Where did he go? The creature's terrifying voice rang out as it chased me relentlessly. I thought I had some stamina. After all, I had been running long distances and practicing swordplay for the past few years. Now that my confidence had been shattered, the creature seemed to be laughing at me, its crimson hair fluttering as it pursued me so closely that I couldn't
Oh,
stop for air.
fuck.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Who are we casting as? Who are we doing Eris? Or who's voicing
I
Eris?
think you got the gig, my guy.
Okay, that's fine.
It's
Don't give
Batman.
up. I told myself. No matter how much
It's so
distance I
hard
put
that
between.
from Rudy's point of view, Eris is a
Yeah.
terrifying monster.
I mean, she,
Hi,
like I
Batman.
said, she beat the shit out of him and continues to. So it would catch up the moment I started to lose focus. I was out of breath. I couldn't run any further. I couldn't escape it. The only option left was to hide. I groaned and ducked into the shadow of the stairs behind a decorative plant. The creature's booming voice echoed throughout the manor. I will never forgive you. Those voices or those words made my legs tremble. My name is Rudius Greyrat. I am 7 years old, currently a handsome boy with bright brown hair and rosy cheeks. In my previous life, I was an unemployed 34-year-old virgin, a shut-in. In that life, I skipped my parents' funeral, which got me kicked out of the house. Left in a state of despair, I was run over by a truck and died. But by some trick of fate, I was reincarnated as a baby with my memories still intact. I was little better than garbage before I died, but having seen the error of my ways, I've worked hard to live a proper life for the past 7 years. I learned the language here, studied magic, and practiced swordplay. I have a good relationship with my new parents, and even made a cute childhood friend by the name of Sylphie. But in order for Sylphie and me to attend the same school, I said I would work to earn the money for our tuition. So my father shipped me here to the Citadel of Roa.
Okay.
I'm
pause.
supposed to spend, huh?
Okay, timeout right there.
Yes.
I'm gonna actually agree with Rudy on this. I think
In
if it
terms-
hadn't been for Paul like ripping him out of that life right there that he
Uh-huh.
had, Rudy would have gone on to probably have developed even more into a better person than he
Because he would have had
ends
his
up doing.
actual family.
Well, up until the point where Cotton Candy Light shows up and people just kind of get forced.
Well, yeah, but he would have had more time around his sisters, and I
Yeah,
think
of
that
course.
probably
And
would
they
have
would've-
made him like stay on that good path. And then
Yeah.
honestly,
He was a good son, honestly.
it's interesting. It's interesting to think about that with the teleportation incident and everything, because 100%. I wonder what Rudy would have been able to pull off and how quickly he could have reassembled his family.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That would have been interesting too.
Yeah.
That would have been an interesting thing as well.
I mean, Eris would have been fucked, but whatever.
100%.
Well,
I mean, considering everyone else, yeah.
that's a
Also-
separate Mushoku Tensei timeline.
Also, none of you. I am the only one here who knows the reason why Orsted knows who Eris is and knows who Regerd is and knows who their
Yep.
family lineage and all sorts of stuff. Like,
Yep.
I'm the only one that knows why he knows all that stuff, and I'm also the only one who
knows.
knows why he does not know Rudy at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
Oh, no, you told me.
Oh, did I tell you why?
Yeah, why Orsted doesn't know Rudy?
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
Do you know why
told
he
me.
knows everyone else?
Not necessarily why he knows him, but I do know why he thinks, what he thinks. I do know why he doesn't know Rudy. I do at least know
It's
that.
because Rudy is from another world.
Well, I mean, I guess that. Well, I mean, is it the same reason why the curse doesn't work on him?
No.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah. But
Similar.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
So
there was also more you told me, but yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was probably reading it at the time and got way too fucking excited.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. All of that gets revealed in season 3, but if we go further than season 3, I'll just drop in the light novels. If we go further before season 3 drops, I'll just go ahead and let you have it.
Mm.
Be like, I don't care, guys. Like, if you're gonna get spoilers for season 3 because you're reading ahead, fucking enjoy it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're not gonna stop.
I mean, season 2 just recently ended, so.
We're not gonna stop at the end. Yeah, but like literally the final part of the final episode of season 2 is literally showing that that season 3 is already in production.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I'm sure the series has made him a lot of
They
money.
review. No, guys. There's something very, very important that you need to understand. There is another turning point that happens. So we're on like what turning point? I think what 4 by the time we get to the end of
3?
season.
No, yeah,
What?
okay, yeah, 4.
Yeah, we're at 4.
That's
We're
a
at
lot of
turning
turning
point
points.
4, and then it's either turning point 4 or turning point 5. Wait, okay, so turning point 4 happens in season 2, right?
I think.
There's a fourth turning
so-
point. Hang on. Turning
sure.
point 1 is the teleportation incident. Turning point 2 is
Right.
Orsted. I don't remember
Yep.
which one is turning point 3.
It
Is there a turning point in the first half, or is it a turning point in the second half?
I think the turning point was this was the longer turning point because he got the message and then he had to
Okay,
go.
so that's the third turning point. The fourth turning point is going to be a big, big, big deal that makes you question everything the man god has ever done, and it's going to lead to the return of Orsted.
The return.
The rematch with Orsted.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, it's a very different thing, my guy.
Okay, so there's a lot that happened in season 2. I
There's-
kind of gathered.
Well, there's a lot that happens, but turning point 4 is season 3.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Now,
Okay.
the turning point has nothing to do with Orsted. Orsted is just the after, like, the whole thing with Orsted is literally just the unfortunate aftermath of the turning point. The turning point itself is fucking mind-blowing. It changes
Mind-blowing.
all of the dynamics of the story that you've read so far. Like it doesn't flip everything on its head, but it definitely changes your thought process when approaching Mushoku Tensei.
Good. Good.
And it is going to forever cement an idea in your head as to how you will permanently think about the man god and anyone that dares to listen to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
All right.
We're in for some
All-
shit.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is right now, the thought process that you guys have had about the man god has been, I don't know if I trust that guy.
Good. I'm sure.
Marinate with that. Let that feeling
Yeah.
stick with you.
I'm sorry.
You're not-
Full Metal
you're not
Alchemist told me
supposed to-
that like weird speckled humanoid guy in the void.
Mosaic men are not
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
Yeah.
No, Mosaic men not okay. Gotcha. No, 100%.
Well, he's also very like nonchalant, and he has that I don't know kind of voice. I'm like, I don't trust that guy.
The
He
guy,
has the
guy.
trickster voice.
Look,
Here's the
he
Trust
looks
me,
like
I'm
the
a good
damn
guy, I'm just a little
YouTube
guy.
video, A Trip to the Store.
looks like
that
a
thing,
yogurt man.
just
Well,
whiter, and
here's
it's
the thing.
terrifying.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I got to tell you a couple of things really quickly. If Orsted's curse does not work on Rudius, that means other beings' blessings don't work on him either.
Oh wow.
Would that include the super strength?
No, that would not include the super strength.
Okay.
But like
Interesting.
certain things that make people react a certain way because it's a blessing or curse, which is basically the same fucking thing. Legit
Mutant powers.
will not affect Rudy.
Okay.
If Orsted's curse, which is one of the strongest curses in the world, did not affect Rudy, then the quote-unquote blessing that the man god possesses doesn't work on him either. And that's why the man god talks to him the way that he does, because it's so weird. The man god's never had to convince anybody to do anything he's told them before.
Okay. I'm starting to figure out the pieces.
Oh, okay.
That's
starting
why
to
it
get
seems
pieces.
so weird, because he's not used to this stuff.
I see. Okay. That makes sense.
Like, literally, the man god doesn't know how to handle Rudy because Rudy is just like, no, fuck you.
Wild
I'm
card.
not going to believe everything you tell me. And he's like,
Yep.
what do you mean you don't believe?
What
Yeah.
about the stuff I told you that everything went fine?
Yeah, it's so fucking wrong, man. It's so fucking wrong. And I'm not telling you like big important things about the man
No,
god. Not at all. It's
yeah.
just
I mean, I
it's
just kind of figured that he was just kind of bad news.
yeah, he's weird, he's creepy, and you shouldn't trust him. That's as far
Well, I
as
was
you
also solidified when he was like, "Hey, do you know the man god?" Yeah, he shows up in my dream, and then he goes for the immediate punch. I was like, "Okay, there's something more behind that."
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't do anything until he said that, and then he was like, "All right,
And we're
kill
and we're
time."
given like the most one-sided explanation we could possibly be given.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like, oh, because he's the evil dragon god and I'm the good man god. And I'm like, that's red flag number
Okay.
27. You know?
Yeah, I was like,
Like
I'll say though that
Red flag number 1 was your appearance.
yeah.
and the fact that I'm naked in my old body.
I mean, he looks like the YouTube yogurt
you
man.
want to know?
So,
You want to know what's really, really, really funny?
Actually reminds me of Pepsi Man in a way.
Hi. The man god is literally taking credit for giving advice to Rudy for things that would have happened to him naturally.
oh,
Mhm.
good.
Naturally, Rudy would have shown up. All right, Rudy and Eris teleport to where Regerd is.
Mm.
If the man god hadn't interfered, he still would have teamed up with Regerd.
Oh, okay.
And he would have learned
So
about
would it just
Regerd.
happen naturally?
He would have, yeah, definitely a lot of stuff would have happened naturally. He would have accidentally bumped into, what's her name? Kishirisu. He would have bumped
Yes.
into her, done the same stupid thing because he would have felt
Got
bad
the
that she
eye.
was starving and gotten the
Yep.
eye.
Yeah.
All of that would have still happened. There's so much stuff that he would have done.
Mm.
There's small differences. He would have bumped into his sister, obviously, but he probably might have used his real name or tried to, but would have gotten interrupted. There's so much stuff that probably
Did
would
she
have
already know
happened
who he was in
naturally.
the first place, though?
Yes, she did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the whole
least
thing
it
probably
was
would have
what-
gone
yeah.
down a little bit easier. Again, the whole thing about Rudy just handing over his weapons and letting himself get caught, that was 100%. It's frustrating until you realize that Rudy is just stupid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Once you realize
fair.
that Rudy is stupid, then it doesn't bother you so much that he walked his dumb ass into an obvious trap. You know?
Very
Oh, with
obvious
with Kid Porkins.
Yeah, Kid Porkins.
Yeah. Oh man, that
Yeah.
voice actor did such a good job.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Him just be
Anyhow.
the most despicable little fuck. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that would have happened naturally that the man god is, or at least I can't confirm that this is just a suspicion of mine. This is not
Yeah.
anything that's confirmed in the books or anything, but
Yeah.
it is my suspicion that this stuff would have happened naturally, but the man god wanted to gain some trust and get some points, and that's why he
Yeah.
did what he did. That is my
Yeah.
belief, and that is my opinion. But yeah.
Neat. Okay.
And the reason the man
How it
god
makes me
is doing,
wonder, like, oh, if you're hating on the man god so much, what does that say about the dragon god?
oh dude,
Like
the whole
opposite
thing
end, how
is
trustworthy is he really?
the whole thing is the man god is doing all of this stuff and making all these moves out of pure base fear.
Uh
The
Makes
man
sense.
god is scared shitless of Orsted.
yeah, makes sense.
No, or,
can't get a gauge on
not necessarily scared shitless, but like
But
he
just-
he definitely has a fear of Orsted.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't have a gauge on him.
Mm.
I'm sure that's part of it, but I'm sure there's more to it.
He's the
Oh
one
no,
thing
there
that he
there's
cannot
definitely
track.
there's definitely more to it. It is Orsted
Yeah.
and Orsted's friends and what they could possibly do. You know,
Well, see, if I was
Because
in
it's
the
all
man
about
god
possibilities
shoes,
and probabilities.
if I saw the timeline and growth and like all the locations of every single person in this universe, but I couldn't gauge it on this one guy, I would also be like, why the fuck can I look at this guy?
Oh no, it's not just
Also,
one
why
guy.
am I yogurt man?
It's not just one guy, my guy.
Oh, okay. I'm sure there is more. But wait, there's more. Seems to be what you're trying to tell me.
There are
It's just this
ways.
guy in particular.
There are ways to hide yourself from the man god.
The man god. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
from the mango.
Oh yeah, and you've already met one of them. There's ways to shield yourself from the man god and protect yourself from the man god, and you've
Mhm.
met one of them because they had a very strong attachment to Rudy. But it's not because
Oh.
of Rudy.
It's because of something else.
It's yes and no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good to know.
but I think you know what I was thinking of, what I was talking about or referencing actually.
I might have a suspicion, but I might be wrong.
What is your suspicion? I'm curious.
Is it that he can't get a gauge on is it he can't get a gauge on Sylphie, or does he get a gauge on her? I can't remember.
No,
That's
he,
what I was
He doesn't really
he
talk
could
to her
see
about it.
he
He
could
didn't
see
really talk to her
everybody.
about it, I don't
He
know.
can see everybody in Rudy's family currently.
Oh, okay. And
It's not
and
that.
her. I'm
No,
assuming.
no.
Okay.
Something that is very that you've met already that was very attached to Rudy.
Sylphie?
No.
Oh no. I already said
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh.
that.
You notice I haven't referred to it as someone, but something.
Mm-hmm.
Dog.
Yes,
Yep.
The
the
dog.
dog. Yeah,
The dog.
because it's a legend.
Dog?
It's the dog
The
from
sacred
the
beast.
from the
Yeah, the
sacred
sacred
beast,
beast.
from the beast
From
people forest.
the beast. Yeah, the Beastman
Yeah.
village.
The
The
puppa.
one that gave the weird,
Oh.
creepy blushes every time it was licking up
Well,
on
the
her.
funny
Well, everyone
thing
thought
is,
that he was in heat, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
no.
What is
Here's the
this
problem.
dog?
Here's the problem. The dog senses like the hero, right? That's the whole point of the dog. The dog will sense the hero, or rather, it can also sense the lineage of the hero.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
So Rudius
Yeah.
is a descendant, or the hero.
No.
No, he will produce the hero.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Something like that. You're barking up the
Oh.
wrong tree or the right tree. You're
The right
barking up the
tree,
right
yeah.
tree now. Yeah.
It's up there. It's in the branches.
Yeah. You got an idea.
Yeah, barking.
The hero's pet, as foretold by the scrolls. There you go, my guy.
Yes.
Bro, I could have such a conversation about this, but I think we should probably.
We've
get more than
been
2%
over
of the
an
way in.
hour and haven't
Okay.
even read the book.
I'll
No,
try.
we have.
Okay.
We have. We're 2%
I
of
mean,
the
we
way.
started. We started.
2% of the book.
You
We've
shut
had a
your
few
whore
words.
mouth.
That's 2% more than some
We've
streams.
done more than a
to be honest.
page.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Mhm.
That-
Yeah.
uh,
All right.
You know what?
I'll
Fair.
go.
We have done a page. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Almost
All right.
2.
Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to spend 5 years here attending to the studies of my employer, the young mistress, in return for her financial support. And that's the story so far. Come out here! I'm going to pulverize you! The creature's words struck fear into me as I hid in the shadows. I was terrified of this personification of rage, manifested in the form of a tiny female body. What happened, you ask? Let's go back an hour ago to find the answer.
Nah, we're good.
Chapter 1. The young mistress's violence.
Nah, I'd win.
Well, technically he did.
All right.
It was evening when I arrived in the city of Roa. Buena Village and the city of Roa are a day's coach ride apart, a journey of 6 to 7 hours. Just the right distance, neither too far nor too far. Neither too near nor too far. Roa is a lively city, one of the largest in this area. The first thing that caught my eye were the citadel's walls, sturdy walls, 7 to 8 meters tall, that wrapped around the city. Horse-drawn carriages came. Sturdy. Horse-drawn carriages came and went through the gigantic gate. As our coach passed through it, I saw lines of merchant stalls.
God damn it.
What?
Moon, I kind of partially blame this on you. Am I not sturdy enough for the sturdy club?
Why do you blame that on me?
Yeah, guy started that yesterday.
Oh, there's an inside joke. You're
I'm going to be a master of disguise.
fuck.
Am I not turtly enough for the turtle
Buried
club?
that
You
movie in
guys
my
were
brain
saying
somewhere.
that yesterday, and I'm like, motherfucker, I
can't-
kind of
you-
blame that on you.
You failed your application to the turtle school.
Am I not sturdy
the turtle
enough for
club.
the sturdy club?
The Kame house.
The Kamehameha
Yeah.
house. No,
Yeah,
you
that's
see, Kame house is the one with the turtle.
Yeah. It's a good.
Oh my gosh! Whoever's birthday it is, but a turtle.
Oh yeah, guys. I just want to go ahead and point this out. This is not a secret or anything that we're hiding. Jinwoo comes from a world similar to ours where there are abridged series. Yes, Dragon Ball Z abridged, Hellsing Ultimate abridged, Sword Art Online Abridged, all exist in his universe. He will quote them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it's gonna be a good time.
Wait, nah, I'd win. Richie's tombstone after fighting Eris, age 12, was killed by Rich. Nah, bitch, if you think Eris would actually beat me, you got another fucking thing coming.
I mean, she doesn't have military training.
There's
And not this version
Also,
right here.
she was at 12 at that point.
Yeah,
she was
she
not
was
12.
she was a tiny. Yeah,
She's
7?
she's only 2 years older than Rudy.
and she didn't have
Okay,
any
so
swords
9.
training yet.
Mhm.
So yeah,
She just had a
But-
mean right hook.
yeah, very mean one.
All you have to do is be fast enough to catch it and then use it to make her hit herself.
Boy,
And then you just do the old brother thing.
all the
Stop hitting
Stop
yourself.
hitting
Stop
yourself.
hitting
Stop
yourself.
hitting
Stop hitting
yourself.
yourself.
Congratulations, you're
Yep.
now a bully.
Jeez.
I will find a way. Moon, I will find a way. If it has to be off screen or not, that's going to happen between Jin Woo and his sister.
Yes, yes. I like this. Yes.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
all those times you were picking on me? No, brother, no! Stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting
Yeah.
yourself!
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting
Don't
yourself.
call me weak again, why don't you?
It's even funnier. It's even funnier if it's like off the side.
Off screen.
Like we start making people think that there's like some sort of incest thing going on, and no, it's basic sibling stuff. We make it sound wrong. We make it sound wrong all the way up until the point where we get, stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting
Just like,
yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Jin Woo, do you think you could help me with the laundry real quick?
Oh, I
yeah,
guess-
sure thing.
No.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
No,
It's like, yeah,
You
no.
asshole, I just needed
We're not
help. Yeah, you're fine.
You know what the fun fact is about that, actually?
You need help,
Actually-
just not the kind that I'm qualified to provide.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
worry, we'll call
That's even better.
we'll call your head shrink later.
You know what the fun
I don't even
that
go to
is,
therapy. Yeah, you don't.
with that solo leveling abridged, that other one? I believe that one of our or that we
I'm
got
aware.
the voice actor.
I'm aware.
From her.
I'm
Yeah.
aware.
So
Yeah.
I learned that later on. I'm like, yeah.
My guy,
Ah,
I literally, she contacted me last week to let me know that she voices a specific character in another solo leveling abridged, and she's like, so if you want me to voice this one, I already have reference. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, no,
Well.
she does.
I'm aware. I'm very aware. Back to the book. By the way, Shim, since we have interrupted more than half of your thing, you're reading next week too, because
Oh, okay.
this is not
That's fine.
fair.
We also spent an
It's-
hour
it's
talking
fine.
about.
It's okay.
thoughts.
To be fair, we have been
Huh.
talking about Mushoku Tensei for the
I mean, it's on
majority
topic.
of this. Yeah,
A
so
good
we're
ch-
on
a good
topic.
It's fine.
We should-
Also, like, I've been the quietest one here. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
yeah,
I mean, I
Moon,
don't mind.
interrupt more. God.
Actually, no. Fenris has been the most quiet one here. He's not even here.
He's not here.
Oh yeah. Also, I wanted to
Exactly.
ask,
Mm-hmm.
for Kid Rudy, do you want to take him again? I kind of took up the thing.
You go ahead.
Hold
Okay.
on.
No.
Pichu Lover, the rap god was in One Piece. That's in L.
Crap, God.
Anil, Shim, you get shimmed over to next week as well. No.
It's a good verb.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
they
Uh,
have verbed
I
you.
forgot. Yes.
been
Cool.
verbed.
Can't see by holding a thumbs up. Good.
hope you
forgot.
can
Where
see this
were
'cause
we?
I'm doing it as hard.
We were
Yeah.
just starting chapter 1.
Yeah, that's the first
Well,
thing,
yes,
right? The
but
first thing that
he's-
greeted me,
he's looking for
right?
the
Okay.
line.
Yeah, we're good. The first thing that greeted me inside the city was a horse stable and an inn. A crowd of people bustled to and fro. Merchants, townspeople, and even armor-clad warriors. It was truly like something out of a fantasy novel. I glanced at what seemed like a waiting station where people sat with large amounts of luggage. What's that about? I wondered. Ghislaine, do you know what that is? I asked the person with me. She had ears and a tail like an animal, with dark brown skin that her sparse leather armor showed in wide swaths. Swaths, I think. Yeah, sorry. She was a tall, muscular swordswoman. There were 7 tiers in the sword god style, and Ghislaine's Ghislaine de Doldia was third from the top. With such impressive skills, she was known as the Sword King. She would be the one teaching me the art of the sword. She was like a second master to me. You, she turned irritably toward me. Are you trying to make fun of me? She scowled ferociously, and I jumped. No, I was just, I wondered what that was. I didn't know, so I hoped you would tell me. Oh, sorry. That's what you meant. She saw that I was on the verge of tears and hurried to explain. That's the waiting area for the stagecoach. It's what people normally use to travel between cities. The other option is paying a peddler for a ride. As the coach went on, Ghislaine continued pointing out each place and explained it to me. That's the weaponsmithy. That's the pub. That's one branch of the Adventurers Guild, and that place is better left unvisited. Ghislaine had a stern face, but she was kind. The atmosphere changed as we passed one street corner. There were lines of stores aimed at adventurers, a weaponsmithy and an armor smithy, and farther within, lines of shops for the townspeople. Residential homes were nestled deep in the alleyways. If you thought about it, intruders would have to attack the city from the outside in. It was obvious then that the city was constructed such that the deeper you went inward, the bigger the houses became and the more luxurious the goods shops offered. The closer you lived to the center, the richer you were. A gigantic building was nestled right in the middle of the city. That is the Liege Lord's manor, Ghislaine said. It looks more like a castle than a manor. Well, this is a fortified city after all. Roa was an ancient city with a noble past. 400 years ago, it was the last bastion of defense in the war against the demon race. That was why there was a castle in the city's center. That said, despite its mighty origin story, the nobles of the imperial capital currently saw Roa as nothing more than a crude backwater full of adventurers. The fact that we came here must mean that the young mistress I'm to teach is of high social status. Elaine shook her head. Not quite. Huh? There was the Lord's Manor right before us. By my reckoning, the only people who lived here had to be the people of high social rank. Was my theory wrong? As I began wondering, the coachman gave a small nod to the gatekeeper of the Lord's Manor. So she must be the Lord's daughter. No, she's not? Not quite. I felt like there was some hidden meaning behind her words. What could it be? The carriage came to a stop. When we entered the manor, a butler led us to what looked to be a reception room. We were pointed to two sofas lined up together. This would be my first interview ever. I had to play it cool. Please take a seat there. Why I took a seat upon the sofa. Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's the butler. Sorry. He would be like, he would like,
voice.
yeah, he would be like, please take a seat there, something like that.
Please
Why
take a
took-
seat there.
Yeah, please take a seat there. Yeah,
Just
Well, I
just
took a
not-
seat upon the
not
sofa.
Ghislaine voice. That's all.
yeah. Ghislaine voice is just mine, just slightly higher. Ghislaine silently drew away and stood watching the corner of the room. I bet she picked that spot so she could survey the entire room, I thought. In my previous life, I would have pegged her for a middle school nerd that watched too much anime.
You could try to peg her. I think you'd fail.
Oh, you would be broken.
Hmm.
The young
She's
master
supposed
should be
to peg
returning
you.
shortly. That's fine.
And
Don't
we
worry.
bring up the question once again. Is it really pegging if you already have a dick? Asking
Yeah,
the real
yeah.
questions.
I made the thinking face. That's a good question. Anyway.
Is it really pegging or is it just anal?
Oh, damn. Question of the century.
So it's kosher if I'm not fucking another dude in the vagina.
Man.
God damn it. Fucking Hellsing
Well.
Ultimate Abridged.
Good.
Yep.
The young master should be returning shortly. Please wait here until he does. The butler poured what I guessed to be tea into an expensive-looking cup. Then he retreated and stood by the entrance to the room. I took a sip of the steaming drink. Not bad. I wasn't particularly well-versed in teas, but it seemed like the expensive sort. Since the man didn't pour any for Ghislaine, it was clear that I was the only one being treated like a guest. Where is he? A voice boomed from outside the room, accompanied by angry, thunderous footsteps.
Yep, it's Grandpa.
Yeah, I figured.
Weren't we
In
supposed
here?
to divvy out the roles?
Oh,
Fuck that.
sorry,
I'm
sorry,
just letting him
sorry.
go. Nope, we don't
Actually, I
have
want-
the right
oh,
to do
okay.
that
This
this
time,
episode.
yeah.
We don't
Okay.
have the right to do that
Hold
this
on.
episode.
If
because
I'm doing
we've interrupted
Grandpa-
him so much.
If I'm
We're doing
voicing Grandpa,
Grandpa
I need
garb.
Also,
water.
You know what? After all the bullshit we got in the comments,
Oh,
no, fuck that.
Hmm?
Show
What?
your acting
What?
skills.
okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Where is he? A voice boomed from outside the room, accompanied by angry, thunderous footsteps. In here? The doors burst open violently, and a buff, muscular man entered the room. He had to be about 50. Despite the peppering of white in his dark brown hair, he looked in the prime of his life. I put the cup down, stood, and bowed deeply. "It's nice to meet you. My name is Rudius Greyrat." His nostrils flared. You don't even know how to introduce yourself. Master, Lord Rudius has never been outside Buena Village. He is still young, and I am sure he has not yet had the time to learn proper manners. Surely you can overlook a bit of his— And you! Shut up! That rebuke silenced the butler immediately. If this were the master of the house, that meant he was my employer, right? He certainly was angry. There must have been something about me he found lacking. I tried to be as polite as I could when I introduced myself, but perhaps the etiquette of nobles was different here. So I guess Paul didn't even see fit to teach his own son manners. I've been told my father detests formality, which is why he— Oh, hold on. Yeah. I've been told my father detests formality, which is why he left his father's house. I suspect that's also why he didn't teach me any of it. Already with the excuses. You're just like him. Did my father really make that many excuses? Yes. An excuse every time he opened his mouth. If he wet the bed, an excuse. If he got into a fight, an excuse. If he played hooky, an excuse. He was really going off about this. Even you. If you wanted to learn manners, you could have done it. The only reason you didn't is because you didn't put any effort in. Part of me agreed with him. I was so preoccupied with magic and swordplay that I hadn't tried learning anything else. Perhaps I had been too narrow-minded. The best response was to concede my mistake. You're right. It's my own feeling that I lack the proper manners. I apologize for that. As I lowered my head, he stomped his foot so hard the floor creaked. However, I will acknowledge that you made a valiant effort instead of being defensive about your lack of education on etiquette. I will permit you to stay here. I wasn't sure what was going on, but at least he could say, or he said I could stay. With that, the master of the house turned and strode out of the room, his shoulders stiff and firm. He is the liege lord of the Vitoa region, Soros Boreas Greyrat. He is also Master Paul's uncle, said the butler. So he was the liege lord. His intensity made me worry about how good he was at governing. Then again, there were many adventures around these parts, so maybe you needed a forceful personality to be a proper liege lord. Wait, the butler say Greyrat and uncle? In other words, that meant he's my great uncle then? Yes, I knew it. So Paul had used his connection to a family member, albeit one he was estranged from. I never dreamed he came from such a noble family. He had quite the privileged upbringing. Hold on. Oh, what's going on, Thomas?
This is the dad.
Yeah. What's going on, Thomas? You left the door wide open. Someone appeared in the doorway, a thin, lightweight man with sleek brown hair. It seems like father is in a cheery mood. Did something happen? Because he called the liege lord father, I guess he was Paul's cousin. The butler said, "This is the young master. Pardon me. Just a moment ago, the master met with Lord Rudius. It seems he was pleased by him." Aha. If he's the kind of person my father likes, perhaps I've chosen incorrectly. He took a seat on the sofa across from me. Oh, right. I should introduce myself, I remembered. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Rudius Greyrat. Just as I did a moment ago, I bowed deep and lowered my head. Ah, yes. And I am Philip Boreas Greyrat. Boreas Greyrat. Nobles greet each other by putting their right hand on their chest and bowing the head slightly. You must have angered my father with your incorrect approach, yes. Like this? I followed his example, then bowed my head slightly. Yes, that's right. Although your attempt a moment ago wasn't bad. It was still polite. I'm sure if a worker greeted my father like that, he would be pleased. Now please, sit. He flounced back upon the sofa with a loud thud. I followed his example and took my seat. Now the interview begins. How much have you heard? I was told that if I spent 5 years here teaching the young mistress, I would be given enough money to cover the tuition costs for attending the University of Magic. Is that all? Yes. I see. He put his hand on his chin and gazed at the table as if lost in thought. Do you like girls? Not as much as my father. Oh, really? Then you pass. What? Wait, what? Wasn't that a bit fast? Right now, the only people that girl likes is Edna, her etiquette tutor, and Ghislaine, her sword trainer. I have already dismissed more than 5 people. Among those was a man who taught in the Imperial City. I understood he was implying that just because someone taught in the Imperial City didn't mean they were any good at it. And how is that relevant to whether I like girls or not? It's not. It's just that Paul was the type of man who would work as hard as he could if it was for a cute girl. So I figured you were probably the same. He shrugged. I should have been the one shrugging. Please don't lump us in the same category. I'll be honest. I don't expect much from you. I just figured that since you're Paul's son, I may as well give you a try. You're right. That was very honest, I said. What? You mean you're confident you can do it? No, not at all. Though that wasn't something I could say in this situation. I won't know until I actually meet her. Besides, I could just imagine Paul's mocking laughter if I failed this job and had to find another. Yeah, I knew it. You're still just a kid, he would say. This was no joke. I wouldn't tolerate being looked down upon by someone who was technically younger than me. Look, I'll go meet her, and if it looks like she's going to give me some trouble, I can try using one of my tricks. This was an opportunity to use some knowledge from my previous life. The perfect way to make a spoiled, bratty girl listen to me. A trick? What do you mean? I gave him a simple explanation. We'll have someone associated with your house kidnap us while I'm with the young mistress. Then I'll use my reading, writing, and arithmetic skills, as well as my magic, so the two of us can escape and return safely back here. That's the gist of it. Philip stared blankly for a moment, but then realization dawned and he nodded. In other words, you're trying to get her to study of her own free will. Interesting. But are you sure this will work? I think it has a better chance of working than adults forcing her into it. This was a frequent plot device in anime and manga, a child that hated studying, who learned the importance of education after being caught up in something they needed their wits to escape. It's true. It didn't really matter. The ones orchestrating it were her family, right? Is this something Paul taught you? As one of the ways to get a girl to fall for you? Now, my father doesn't have to go that far to be popular with women. Popular, huh? Pfft. Philip burst into laughter. That's right. He's always been popular. He doesn't have to do anything with the girls and the girls come right to him anyway. Every person he's introduced me to has been one of his mistresses, even Ghislaine. Yes, I'm incredibly envious of him. I'm worried he might even lay his hands on the childhood friend I left behind in Buena Village. Anxiety hit me the moment those words left my lips. 5 years from now, Sophie would have grown a lot in that time. I would hate to return home to find out she had become part of my father's harem. Don't worry. Paul is only interested in adult women. As Philip said that, he gazed at Ghislaine in the corner of the room. Oh, I realized what he meant. Ghislaine definitely had a very developed figure, come to think of it. So did Zenith and Lilia. What was so developed, you asked? Their breasts, of course.
I don't know.
Wow.
Why did you drop to a lower register for that last bit?
I don't know. I just thought that was funny.
Their
Just fucking breasts, of course.
I'm
You should be
what?
fine.
Could you repeat that?
Well, I now know that anytime I need to do Harrison Ford sounded like stuff, I'll just cast Shim.
Yeah, sure.
Grumble,
Who shot
grumble,
first, Greed or Han? I don't care.
It's so on point.
How was
It's so
that?
on point.
How
That was
was that?
accurate. I don't care. Yeah.
He does say that, though. He's like, I don't
I
care.
don't want to be in this series anymore.
Yeah.
Joey, get us out of here!
Chewie,
Yeah.
get us out of here. Grumpy old man Harrison Ford. Good to know.
Snakes.
Yeah.
Why did it have to be
Why
snakes?
did it have to be snakes?
But
no.
snakes on this motherfucking plane.
No. Can you imagine if they put him in that? Oh no.
Oh my god. I think he would just hate every minute. Anyway, you should be fine. It's only 5 years. She may mature some, but I doubt she will get that big since she has elf blood in her veins. Even Paul isn't that much of a fiend. Could I trust that? Besides which, how did he know that Sophie was part elf? How did he know that Sophie was part elf? Maybe I was better off assuming there were no secrets about the time I spent in Buena Village. I'm more interested about whether you'll seduce my daughter. Why are you worried about that when I'm only 7? Geez, what a rude thing to say. I wasn't going to do anything. And if she went and fell for me of her own accord, well, it wouldn't be my fault. In Paul's letter about you, he said he was sending you away because you spent too much time playing with women. I thought it was just a joke, but after hearing your plan, I'm starting to doubt that. That's because I had no friends besides Sylphie, whom I was trying to raise into my perfect obedient woman. Also, it was none of his business. Well, we won't make any progress by talking. You need to meet my daughter. Thomas, bring him to her. Philip stood. And so I finally met her. ... Arrogant! That was my first thought when I saw her. She was 2 years older than me. Her eyes sharp and narrow, huh?
By the way, the triple asterisk just mean it's changing scenes. So you
Yeah,
don't
because
have
it's
to
going
read
back
that.
to...
You don't.
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
just
read
going ...
that.
Good. It was also such a pure shade of crimson, it looked like... You good?
No.
Oh, okay.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
I
me.
have been on the verge of sleep since we started. That's why I was
Uh-huh.
so glad that we had like these long discussions about Mushoku Tensei because they've kept me awake.
Yeah, and now you're schlepping.
Oh, I'm schlepping away, man.
All right, that's fine.
Anyway, keep going.
Yeah,
Keep going. You got about 4 more percent
got
until the
it.
chapter ends, and then when the chapter ends is where we'll call it.
Cool. It was also such a pure shade of crimson, it looked like someone threw a bucket of paint on her. My first impression of her was that she was fierce. I had no doubt she would be a beauty one day. This is an heiress. Dear
So,
God.
look, somebody talked about a bucket. So
Yeah, that's true.
Dear
But I predicted that
God.
most.
There's
Oh, wait,
more.
there's more. No.
Oh, there you go.
But I predicted that most men would find her too much to handle. Maybe if you were a serious masochist, well, okay, perhaps not quite that bad. Either way, she was a dangerous one. My instincts screamed warnings I got close to her. But it wasn't like I could just run away, so instead I greeted her just as Philip had instructed me. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Rudius Greyrat. She took one look at me and her nostrils flared just like her grandfather's. She had her arms crossed firmly over her chest as she glared down at me, both figuratively and literally, since she was taller than I was. Her expression turned sour as she said, What's this? He's younger than I am, and he's supposed to teach me? Stop joking around. I knew it. She had a lot of pride, but I couldn't just back down. I don't think age has anything to do with it, I said. Oh, yeah? Do you have some sort of problem with me? Her voice was so loud that my ears rang. What I'm saying, miss, is that there are things I can do that you can't. The moment I said that, her hair appeared to stand straight up, like a physical manifestation of her anger. It was terrifying. Ah, crap. Why do I have to be afraid of a girl that's not even 10 yet? Certainly full of yourself, aren't you? Just who do you think I am? I tamped my fear down and answered, You're my second cousin, right? Second? What the heck is that? It means my father is the cousin of your father. In other words, you're the granddaughter of my great uncle. What are you on about? I don't understand. Maybe that wasn't the best way to word it. Perhaps I should just tell her that we were related. You have heard of Paul, right? Of course not. Oh, all right. That was unexpected. Apparently, she didn't know who he was. Not that it really mattered how we were related. It was more important to get her talking. After all, when you first start a video game, the best way to build up a relationship with an NPC is to talk to them repeatedly. Just as I thought that, she lifted her hand and slapped me. Uh-huh. It was so abrupt, she just struck me across the face. Slightly confused, I asked her, Why'd you hit me? Because you're acting so full of yourself, even though you're younger than me. So that's it. Or so that's it. My cheek was still hot where she slapped me. It stung. That hurt, I thought. My second impression of her was that she was violent. I guess it looked like I had no other option. All right, then. I'll return the gesture. What? I didn't wait for a response. I just slapped her. Smack. It wasn't a very pleasant sound. Oh, well, it was probably weak because I'm not used to slapping people. That's fine. At least she felt the pain, I reassured myself. Now do you understand how it feels to be slapped? Was what I was trying to say, but out of the corner of my eye, I saw her hair stand up as she drew back her fist. It was the exact same pose as a Neo statue, one of Buddha's divine and wrathful guardians. Just as I thought that, her fist made contact. Her leg caught mine the moment I began to stumble. Then her hand slammed against my chest, forcing me to the ground. Seconds later, she was perched on top of me. By the time I realized what was going on, she had my arms pinned under her knees. Huh? I can't move? I panicked. Hey, wait! The sound of my dismay was drowned out by her howling. Who do you think you just raised a hand against? I'll make you regret that. Her fist came down on me like a hammer. Ow! Ouch! That hurts! Wait! No, stop! I took 5 punches before I managed to use my magic to get away. Though my legs threatened to buckle under me, I forced myself upright and rounded on her for a counterattack. I smacked her in the face with a wave of wind magic.
See what I'm saying? Stupid. He's stupid. Like,
stupid.
if he had any
kept
kind of
going.
smarts, if he had any kind of smarts whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
He would have been he would have been prepared for something to happen right after he slapped the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It
You
didn't
can't just
stun
do
her
that.
for that long. Her fight
No.
or flight instinct kicked in, and she is not flight.
Yeah, she is kill.
She,
She's not
shame.
fighting,
You
she's
just activated
murder.
your self-destruct system.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to get away with that. My attack had thrown her, but it didn't stop her for even a moment. She came flying at me with the look of the devil on her face. I realized my mistake the moment I saw her expression. Stumbling, I ran for it. She wasn't the kind of young mistress I was used to. She wasn't the whimsical, selfish type that made decisions based on their feelings in the moment. She was more like the delinquent protagonist of a manga. Maybe I could have beaten her up with my magic, but I doubted it would make her listen to me. She would bide her time to recover, then come back for revenge. I could hit her with magic each time, but her resolve would never waver. Unlike a manga protagonist, she seemed the type to fight dirty too. She might throw a vase at me from the top of the stairs or come at me from the shadows with a wooden sword. She would do anything to make sure she returned the damage she received tenfold. If the opportunity came, she would hold nothing back. This was no joke. I couldn't use healing magic because I couldn't stop to chant the spell. But so long as we kept this up, there was no way she would listen to what I had to say. I was going to have to use brute force to make her listen to me. That, however, was the one decision I couldn't make right now. There. Now we're all caught up. Exhausted from her pursuit, the young mistress eventually gave up and returned to her room. She didn't manage to find me, but it was close. I felt numb as that red-haired demon went by me. I never imagined I would be experiencing, I never imagined I would experience being the protagonist of a horror movie in this way. Utterly exhausted, I returned to Philip, who was waiting for me with a bitter smile on his face. So, how'd it go? It didn't go at all, I answered on the verge of tears. When she was punching me, I thought she might actually kill me. When I ran away, I was nearly in tears. It had been so long since I felt like this. Still, I had experienced this before, not that I was carrying the trauma with me or anything. Well, going to give up then? No, I'm not. How could I? I hadn't accomplished anything. If I backed down now, it meant I got punched for nothing. I want your cooperation to do what we talked about before. I want your cooperation to do what we talked about before. I bowed my head to him, sharp and low. I was going to teach that beast what true fear really was. All right, Thomas, make the preparations. Right on cue, the butler took his leave. Philip said, You really do have some interesting ideas. You think so? I do. You are the only teacher to have come to me with such an ambitious plan. I think it would be effective, though. Still, I was a little nervous. Would my little trick really work on someone with her personality? Philip shrugged and said, Depends on how hard you work. Naturally. And so we began working on our plan. I entered the room they gave me. It was exquisitely furnished. It had a large bed and other heavily decorated furniture, beautiful curtains, and a brand new bookcase. All it needed was an air conditioner and computer, and it would be a shut-in's paradise. It was a nice room. This had to be a guest room rather than servants' quarters given to me because I bore the name Grey Rat. For some reason, most of their maids were beast folk. I heard they discriminated against demons in this country, but it seemed that beast folk were a different matter. Ah, Paul, you bastard. This is one hell of a place you shipped me off to. I sank onto the bed and put my throbbing head in my hands. Probably a lingering effect from the punching.
Throbbing.
Just
like, have you ever been beaten so hard you had a migraine?
Oof.
All it took was.
Oh, that's what he had. I thought it was a different effect.
Oh, you thought it was. You thought it was a concussion.
His inner masochism.
Did you think it was a concussion?
It was probably close. It was probably close.
He got hit harder than he thought he did.
Mm-hmm.
He's only a 7-year-old's body. They can't take that much freaking punches to the face.
Thank God his opponent was just a 9-year-old.
I guess that's true, but still, she didn't sound like she was holding back at all.
No.
Yeah.
That's the thing that Eris is slowly having to learn throughout the course of her life is how to hold
restraint.
Back. Yeah, restraint.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a big fucking thing. Like, there's a reason that so many people call her, like, the mad dog.
That's fair to begin with, yeah. She definitely had to be humbled a lot.
He's the kennel master. That's the accurate.
Oh, I'm putting together the pieces now.
Yeah.
That's why they call him that.
Yeah, because literally, she's a mad dog and he's the kennel master because he's the one that holds her.
He's the one who tamed her.
Yeah, I thought he got that title because he freed all the animals.
No.
Figured.
They don't know about that.
That's right. I thought that somebody might have spread the rumor. Oh no, they couldn't because the two people they told to. Yeah, okay, never mind. Putting other pieces. I sank onto the bed and put my throbbing head in my hands. Probably a lingering effect from the punching. I muttered a chant to heal my wounds. At least it's better than what happened in my previous life. Mm-hmm. Sure, the part where I got punched and kicked out of the house was the same, but this time things would be different. I wouldn't just be left out in the cold. There was a world of difference between my present and my past. Paul would make sure of that. He had already prepared a job for me as well as a place to sleep. He even gave me some spending money. That was more than enough. If my old family had done that much for me, maybe I could have turned my life around. They had found a job for me, a place to live, or a place for me to live, and watched over me to make sure I didn't run away. No, that would have never happened. I was a 34-year-old with no work history. They abandoned me because there was nothing they could do with me. Anyway, I doubted I would have changed even if they did that for me. I probably wouldn't even look or wouldn't have even tried to get work at all. They took my computer, my only love, away from me. I would have probably contemplated suicide. Things were different now because I was different. Because I decided I would work and earn money this time, or I would work and earn money this time. I may have been forced into this situation, but the timing was perfect. Perhaps I had misunderstood Paul. But he didn't have to send me here to deal with that. What the hell was that rage-filled creature anyways? In all my 40 years of life, I had never even seen something like that before. Terrifying wasn't the word for it. It was violent, like a pressure cooker exploding, bad enough to give you PTSD. I may have wet my pants a little. Whereas most Japanese blades had a blunt side, she was like a double-edged sword, like a bottle of poison that had been spilled all over the place. Now I understand why she was kicked out of school. There had been experience in the way she swung her fists at me. Those were fists that were used to punching people. Fists that had pummeled people regardless of whether they resisted or not. She was only 9 and yet so skilled at rendering her opponents powerless. Could I really teach someone like that? I talked to Philip about our plan. First, we would kidnap her and give her a taste of what it felt like to be powerless. That was when I would come in to help her. This way, she would learn to respect me and attend my lessons obediently. A simple plan, but I knew how it should go. So as long as I got the right reaction from her, everything would go smoothly. But would it really? She was way more violent than I could have ever imagined. She would bellow and scream until her opponent took the bait, then beat them to a bloody pulp. Her belligerence made it clear just how strong her desire to win was. Was it possible that, even after being abducted, she would be completely unaffected? And that, when I went to help her, she would be completely unsurprised and say, "Took you long enough, dirtbag." It was possible. With her, it was definitely possible. It was likely she would react in a way I couldn't predict, so I needed to mentally prepare for that. Failure wasn't an option. I thought about it. I tried coming up with a plan that would definitely allow me to succeed. Yet the more I thought about it, the more muddied my thoughts became. Please, God, let this plan work. In the end, I prayed. I didn't believe in God, and yet, like any other Japanese person, I turned to prayer when I was in trouble. Please, somehow, some way, make this work, I prayed. That was when I realized I had left my treasured panties behind in Buena Village. I cried. There was no God, aka Roxy, here. Name, young mistress. Occupation, granddaughter of Fatoa's liege lord. Personality, fierce. Doesn't listen to what people say. Reading, writing, can write her own name. Arithmetic, can add single-digit numbers. Magic, no clue. Fencing, sword god style, beginner tier. Etiquette, can do the Boreas style greeting. People she likes, grandfather, Ghislaine.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 2, all according to
No,
plan.
we're
We did it.
stopping
We
here.
made it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, we made it. Hooray.
Huzzah!
Hooray.
Hooray! We'll be back
Quad
with more
hair.
Shim next week. I know you love him, you miss him.
Oh. doing the grandfather's voice was like, oh fuck.
I always imagine this might be because of the dub, but he has Garp's voice from One Piece.
Oh, good. I haven't listened to the dub, so you definitely have to get somebody who fucking yells.
I have not heard either voice in the dub. I don't know what Garp sounds like. I don't know what Grandpa sounds like. I've watched both One Piece and Mushoku Tensei in Japanese.
Well, Garp has a very easy voice. He sounds a little more like this.
That
Except a lot more yelling that I cannot do because my roommate is asleep.
Patrick Sates probably would have been a good pick for him.
What the hell kind of shit you think you're spitting here, son?
Yeah.
Not Western. Not that Western, but...
As far as I'm concerned, the only
Garp, it's your damn family getting involved again.
No, as far as I'm concerned...
Luffy, what are you doing?
Okay. As far as I'm concerned, the only dub voice for Garp that exists is the live-action one.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I'm
sure it's good.
Oh, you haven't seen live-action One Piece? It's really good.
I had not.
Yeah, check it out.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, Mushoku Tensei is the priority, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to finish that, but
there's only 8 episodes of the live-action One Piece, so you should be good.
But they're making more, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's cool.
I mean, sadly, the one thing that everybody was fan casting, and like when I say everyone, I mean everyone. The showrunners, the casting director, the actor themselves, all wanted to do it, but unfortunately, scheduling conflicts came up. So Jamie Lee Curtis is not going to be playing Dr. Koreha.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. I'm sure they'll get her
cool.
in at some later date.
Who's playing Dr. Plarp? Sorry, his name is not Dr. Plarpo. His name is Doctor who's playing Tony Chopper. Do we know?
No, we don't. We don't know.
Dr.
Dude,
Plarpo is my nickname
please,
for him.
please, for the love of God, if they're gonna go the puppet CG route like they do with Baby Yoda, just let Brina Palencia continue to play Chopper.
He's just gonna be a Muppet. Like a hand sock Muppet
My
Chopper.
babies.
That would be really funny.
How do you do combat though? That's what I'm interested.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. We hope you
Yeah, that was
enjoyed
fun.
this one chapter that we read. But
Yeah.
also, we hope you
So
really
cute.
enjoyed our conversation about Mushoku
Yeah.
Tensei. Hopefully you guys had fun with that and you learned some stuff. But yeah, that's basically everything, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank
We
you.
will see you next week. I don't have any plans for what to do with Fan Friday, so we'll just have to play
Yet.
it by ear.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm like
Yeah.
kind of. We'll get to it when we get to it. I'll figure something
Mhm.
out by Thursday. Pardon me. I'll
Well-
figure something out by Thursday and let you know. But yeah, that's good stuff.
Cool beans.
Yeah. Unless I
Yeah.
just decide that if Shim is available, I'll be like, all right, we're playing Raft, and none of you bitches can join.
Crap.
Only the people who've been playing Raft with us.
So everyone
we
here.
do need to get. Oh no, everyone in the call, just not the fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
For a second there,
Yeah.
I thought you were like, no, just Shem and me.
No,
No.
I'm
some
not that
reason.
cruel. I'm not that cruel.
Yeah, I was gonna say Raft is more fun when you have more people.
It is. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, Moon's already experienced these next couple of islands, so he doesn't have to be there. So it's not one of those things where, oh man. But yeah, that's how things are going.
Cool.
And we'll see you on Sunday for Anime Church. And we'll be back next week for more Mushoku Tensei light novel readings.
Yeah. thanks
Welcome
for
to
being here.
August, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it is
see
the
you
first stream
later.
of August. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take care. Bye bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.